So now we're live again.
Yep, I see that.
All right. To recap, what happened last time? You guys met a nice fellow named Jin. He wanted to negotiate a trade with Sanders to get a book back that she wrongfully stole from a guild a long time ago.
Objection.
Denied. What else happened? Oh, you agreed to help Barry solve the missing case of... Well, not missing case. You agreed to help Barry help find who murdered his friend. That he got a note delivered to him that his friend's passing. John went to the town of Sheena to defend his family from a rampaging murderer that you will know nothing about. Master Sigrid has traveled to Fairhall to battle Balor's case because he's been accused of helping bandits. Master Sigrid was wearing a straw hat.
We went to a really cool shop.
Alright, you went to a really cool shop called the Black Bear Inn and geared up for the travel ahead. You bought two horses and a pony for Barry.
Three horses.
I thought you bought 2 horses and a pony.
No, 3 horses, because one was for Arona,
Yes.
and one was for me, and one was for August. The pony was for Barry.
Feel like I'm forgetting something.
We didn't want the war horse, though.
Oh, the guy that fell from the sky? Or
Oh, that's a minor thing. That's
that
nothing.
minor, massive cliffhanger that you left us on?
Nah. Well,
That's no
that's
big
where we
deal.
pick off. A body has just fell from the sky and landed right in the middle of town where you guys are just walking out to, as you guys were talking about, a book. And yeah, there's a body on the ground that just smashed to the floor from the sky, and it appears dead because it's not moving. So, what would you like to do?
Jin had just disappeared into the black void after saying his "I'll be back," Terminator style. And I would just hear a thud on the floor, and I would look.
Well, no, you heard a
over my
scream.
shoulder at this. Was it a scream? I
Yeah,
heard a scream
there's
probably then a thud.
He was yelling he was like, ah, and then he smashed to the ground.
He was yelling. Okay, well that narrows it down.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't see. I'd just hear.
Yeah. And then you would hear the squish, or the splash, or the smash, or the crack. Whatever sound you would like to describe it as, that's what you heard, because that's what happened.
I think I would jump because of the sound. I'd jump a mile, move back from the sound. Can I see where the body landed?
Yes, in the middle of town.
Okay, and it's right in front of the alley there.
It was right in front of the tavern you guys were walking in front of.
Lovely. Okay, I'll back up, stare a minute, and then shock. And then approach and investigate.
Okay, both of you, roll me a perception check. No, it's not going to be really high.
New D20s for this game because I feel like I've been rolling badly. Oh my god, it's another 4.
Perception. I don't think that's one I get anything for.
I've got a 6. Stupid dice.
Oh, actually, I've got a 13. 11 plus 2.
Okay. Well, August, you notice that a lot of people are looking, so you're mostly concentrated on, like, you see the body, and then you just see everyone else looking at the body. so you're not as focused on the body. You're like, oh, it's attracting attention. And Sanders bends down to look at the body. This body has a long, green, dark cloak covering from like his head to his back. And he seems to be wearing some black leather armor. And he has a satchel around his back, daggers to his side, and he's dead. Shocking, I know.
The cloak, that rings a bell. Who else would we? Well, we would have all been wearing cloaks. All right, I'll step forward, look around to see if there's any authorities who would be wanting to investigate before me, and if not, I think I would lift up the cloak from the face to see if I could recognize the person.
Well, first off, you don't see any guards making their way there. I think maybe someone just ran off to inform them what just happened. So you have some time to look over the body before anyone comes over. Next, as you remove the cloak slowly, you start to see a patch of brown hair, pointy ears, and Sanders does not recognize this person that well. Maybe it's because it's covered in blood.
Oh.
So I'll probably be looking at when you say that I just didn't look at the body, I was probably looking at the sky, just, what the hell? And then I would look down and step forward as I see Saunders kneel down and remove the cloak. And what do I see?
Well, you would also see brown hair, some pointy ears, but mostly the blood is covering the face.
And I couldn't see through that, I couldn't identify. Could I try and identify?
You can.
Which would be
I'm gonna go with perception.
It's 11.
August, you do not know this body.
Okay, and so I would be looking at the blood and maybe the broken bones, and
what
I would
you
probably
see,
try and see if he has a pulse.
well, he's dead. Congrats.
So
You found out he's dead again.
Definitely
His
dead.
head does he have any
Totally dead.
jewelry
Now.
or? Okay, go ahead.
He has a satchel. He has daggers, and as you're looking over his body, this man isn't anyone you guys would know of.
Oh, it
Yeah.
isn't.
No. You guys don't know this person. Surprise.
That is a surprise, Paul. That was good. I thought for sure it was Baylor because of the brown hair and pointy ears. I mean,
No, you just look
Smaller.
similar. It was supposed to throw you off, but no, it's not Balor.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyways, so he's carrying what he's carrying. One, I'm guessing you guys are flipping him over.
yeah, if he's dead, it's not going to help.
Right.
You know.
Under him is a black and silver bow, but you also notice that he's not carrying a quiver to carry bows in. He just has a bow. I mean, carry arrows in. He just has a bow. He has a strange looking bag that's satchel. If you lift it up, it's pretty light. 2 daggers at his side. And anything out of the ordinary? No, not really.
So you say he has a satchel.
Yes.
Could I look inside?
Yes, you can.
very much.
You see a dark void.
A what?
A dark void that doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon.
Whoa.
And so I like put my hand in and I'm just like reaching into the bag.
Like, you put your hand in and it feels spacious. It feels enormous. And you feel things inside the bag. But when you look inside the bag, it's dark. And you feel like you're pulling something from another place.
And I don't know, like the first thing I feel, I just sort of pull out and I look at Saunders and I say, "This, have you ever seen anything like this?"
I think I
I
would
didn't
say,
think about this.
I've
So
heard
the
of a
item-
bag of holding, but I've never actually
So-
seen one.
The item you pulled out, you said you pulled out the first thing. You touch the hilt of a sword and pull it out, and it's this crimson bladed sword. It's a long crimson bladed sword that just pulls out, and it seems just extend out of the bag. The bag is smaller, but this sword is bigger than the bag if you just stuck it in there.
And I would say,
hold
yeah,
it.
a bag
I'm
of
sorry.
holding. Yeah, that's it. I think that's what it is what they call a bag of holding. It will carry an immense amount of things.
And I would look around. There's a crowd around us.
Yeah, people are looking. People are looking. They're starting to disperse because they're seeing that you're investigating it.
Okay.
Okay.
But there's some people just like looking in.
Oh, I would be in shock, to be honest. And I don't think I'd want to rob this man.
And I'd be looking at you, and I'd be thinking, I want that bag, but I'm not going to take it. And I'd be hoping you would take it.
I'd like holding the sword, like, and I'd present it because I knew that Saunders uses swords, and I'd just present it to her, like, this is. I mean, I don't know a lot about edged weapons, but this looks nice, and I'd like feel the weight of it, and I'd pass it to Saunders to sort of have a good look over while I sort of look into the bag and try and find. I'll just look over the body to see if anything that I can get from this. Well, other than that he just hit the floor and died.
Like, are you looking around his pockets and stuff, or are you just sticking your hand inside the bag again?
No, I would probably stop going into the never-ending bag. I'd probably go through his pockets, if any paperwork or something to tell me who this person is,
Alright.
where he was from.
Funny enough, you
ID.
find a small parchment of paper that is a list of locations and names. Some of these locations, like it says the town of this and name this, town of this, name this, talk to this person and that person.
Okay.
Oh,
And
like
would it have a
agenda.
heading, or
Like,
would it be like my list of things to do today, or would it be?
well, that's one of the papers you find. The other paper you find is like, sorry. The other paper is like a detailed note that seems to be talking about a woman named Ashley.
Okay. I would up and just put them in a pocket to read through properly when we've got a lot of time later. And I'd look at Saunders and say, that blade, is it good?
I think, would I find it well balanced and easy to handle?
Yeah, pretty much. And you feel it's a little off to you because it's longer than a short sword.
Oh yeah, right.
Like a short sword, you know how the weight and feel of it, but a long sword, it feels like you could swing it the right way, and it's just like a little extra lift.
I think, yeah, it's not really a monk weapon. But I'll hold it and then say, we should move this body off the street. Let's either take it to the guard's house or take it back to the monastery. And I'm staring at the bag, and Saunders has a bit of a greedy streak that shows every once in a while.
What?
And I'd say, why don't you grab that bag whenever there's something odd or curious? There's a little more of a struggle, I think, going on in her head. Why don't you grab his weird satchel, and we'll take him back to the monastery or to the guardhouse and get it out of the way of these people. Do you think you and I could lift him together?
And I would just sort of like cradle his head and his back and see how heavy he was, and yeah, I think we could lift him.
Yeah, it's just.
I just sort of gently take his like respectful robbing of the dead, take his satchel off and put it over my shoulder, and then maybe even take the sword and just push it into the bag. And before we both pick him up, and I'd say to Saunders, that sword, would it be, that looks a nice sword, would it be something that a common soldier or who would wield something like that?
I think that's a good question. It's very strange. This whole thing is a bit
Crimson
strange.
black blade, it seems.
Yeah. And a bow with no arrows. What was he going to shoot? Is it a magical bow? Does it shoot its own arrows from?
They have those magical bows.
Well, they have this bag. This thing can hold so much. It might have arrows in there. But I'm not the one to really have that information.
No.
So,
do we take him to the monastery or the guards? He fell from the skies. Is it monastery business?
I think we should take him to the monastery. They might have more information. If he were an invader or an enemy of any sort, I would say the guards, but I think this is a curiosity that they might need to look at. And if we're wrong, we just take him wherever they tell us.
This is actually the long con battle plan. He sneaks in the best way he knows how, dead.
Don't say stuff like that.
That's creepy.
Love it.
He knows what
your
he's
mind works.
doing. He knows what he's doing. This is all part of his plan. So, as you guys are dragging him away, the guards are like running up, and we're like, whoa, what's going on? We just heard that a body fell from the ground, from the sky, and hit the ground?
I'd say, this fellow here has some odd things going on. I'd step back so they could look at it, and I'd say we were going to take him to the monastery to have Master Seagrim take a look. I'm not sure
Master
if any...
Seagrim's not there.
Oh, yeah. I think I'd say that anyway. And good point, though. Like the last time we found a strange creature with something unusual about it, it caused a deep sleep to fall on whoever touched him.
Two of the guards are like, oh, yeah,
No, I sort of
guess
say,
you're
like,
right. There's not much we could do about it.
Okay.
Right.
I'd say like the crime scene's over there where all the blood is, but we're gonna.
Well, the body is
examine
part of
this
the
body.
crime scene, and you're taking it.
Yeah, I don't know if they do crime scenes there. Do they? we just ruined it if they did.
Yeah.
Or I just ruined it. But I would be trying to influence them not to take over the body, because if there's something weird, the guards aren't going to know what to deal with it, how to deal with it.
That sounds like a persuasion to me. Unless you're trying to fast talk your way out of this to like keep the body, which would be deception.
Well, I think I'd be open about it. I think I do want to have this thing to examine, but if they say no, it's our jurisdiction, I would go with that too. So let me see.
Well, they're trying to decide what they want to do with it. It's like, well, fell from the sky, so it's not an invader. It's something we don't know anything about.
I think persuasion, which is,
All
you know,
right.
there's going to be the same score anyway. But I think my
Ooh.
motivation would be 11 plus nothing. No, that's a 14. 14.
Okay. Well, with a little persuasion, you actually convince them, like, well, yeah, I guess that we wouldn't really know what to do with it, so yeah, I'll take it to the monastery. I'm sure someone there can actually help it better than we could.
I'd say that's a wise decision. I'd nod to August there to re-grab the body and start moving it again.
And at this point, as we're sort of walking towards the monastery, I would look around and see if we can see Barry.
Oh yeah, where's Barry?
So Barry is still in the inn, and I would assume, like, after a while, it's like, huh, where'd they go? And he's like making his way downstairs, and he walks out the door. He's like, and he looks around. Let's see if he notices you guys at all.
This is why we forgot the kobolds.
I was going to say, actually, I just remembered that we said that we'd meet him at the Black Bear in the morning. And
Well,
then the body fell.
But then, yeah, but then he was gonna watch out the window in the alley.
He did, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of that weird note.
Barry rolled a 19, plus whatever his persuasion is.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, hey, guy. Wait. He was like, oh, I see everything's up. Why are you carrying a body?
And I said, just don't ask questions and grab one end. We got to get it back to the monastery.
He's looking you puzzled, like, well, all right then. So, okay, sure. Let's go.
Okay, so do we get to the monastery safely?
Yep. As you're making your way to the monastery, you get there without any problems.
All right. The Master Secret's not there, so.
So who would be the body taker at the monastery? Who would sort of the medical area? If there is one?
Oh yeah.
Well, you do know a monk that deals with that, and yes, he is named Cairo.
Ah, sweet.
Okay. So let's.
But he mostly deals in like helping and healing.
This is not so.
Let's see how he deals with a dead body.
But he understands anatomy at least, so.
Yeah, you could say that.
You can make him look good before he gets buried.
So you drag him into the monastery. Everyone's literally looking at you as you drag this bloody corpse into the halls. Blood's like riding on the ground.
But we have the satchel.
And then you have the satchel. Some monks turn and look at you. Others are like, "Fuck." And you're leading them into the chamber where Cairo is. And Cairo is reading over a book when you bring him in. So what exactly do you do with this body? Because Cairo hasn't noticed you yet.
Okay. We'll lay him on a mat, if there's a mat of some sort. Put him down. And approach what is his title? Sensei Cairo. And explain what had happened. And ask him if he can see anything by looking at the body of where this person might have come from, or if he was injured before he fell. You know, if anything, odd other than what just happened stands out, that would explain this a bit better. And then if he can't do anything, I think I'd ask him, well, who should we report this to? Because we don't know if it's safe for the common people to investigate these things. He could have a curse on him.
What do you say that?
Well, the kobold that we saw in the village, when I killed him. My first real kill.
Well, sorry. First thing, he's surprised that you just told him a body fell from the sky. Like, a body from the sky. You sure you didn't just find this man murdered?
No,
And
he
he's
was
walking over and checking over his
screaming
body
as he
like,
fell. He made quite a lot of noise. It was witnessed by many.
and he's looking over the body. A lot of his bones are broken. I will assume from the impact.
So all looks fairly fresh injuries. Nothing. Like, maybe he was tortured and then dropped. I don't know how. But
And at that point, I would pipe up and say, "But not robbed." And then just sort of like push the bag to the back of my, so it's on the base of my back, like out of the way. But I would think it was weird that he was murdered, but nothing was taken from him, or not murdered. But I think that was strange.
Well, that is strange that he's laying here. You said he fell from the sky.
yes.
That in and of itself is pretty strange.
Do we trust Sensei Karo? Do I trust him?
August would trust him because August has been studying under him most of his time here.
Right.
And you would just know him as a sensei. So your ability to trust this man would be your own to tell me that.
I look at August and I'm thinking, I said, well, just before this happened, there was a strange little incident. I don't know if those are connected. They may not be. I'm not even sure I should bother mentioning it, but I'll look at August to see what he thinks. Like if he trusts.
If I saw any doubt in your face and you looked at me, I would try and convey as much as possible with my facial expression that I 100% trust this man. That he has been. I have no reason to doubt him, at least.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly, not yet.
That's a Paulism. Okay, so I would say just before he fell from the sky, we were approached in a back alley by a creature calling itself Jinn, and it was of that race that is known as what are they? What are they? Not Dragonborn, the other one. Tiefling.
Tiefling, yeah. Tiefling. I read Dragonborn for some reason.
Yeah, Dragonborn, all I could think of. This tiefling insisted that I have a book that needed to be turned over to him directly. Unfortunately, I did not have the book on me, and he was polite but extremely pushy, and left by exploding into nothingness. And immediately afterwards, this thing fell. This body fell from the sky.
So he looks at you questioningly like, well, that is odd. I wouldn't be able to see how these two are connected. I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
Okay.
All I know from how damaged his body is, he seems to, like, there's some cuts before the other cuts from the fall. Like, this man has been in fights before.
But healed over?
Yeah, these are healed over.
So he's a warrior, but does it look like a fresh...
No, he's been out there for a long time, it seems. Yeah, these are scars from, like, his line of work.
Alright. This is very strange. But you wouldn't connect it yourself, Sensei, with the fact that a tiefling was just there.
The tiefling thing is odd, but I wouldn't know how to connect it. They could be a coincidence. These two.
Right.
I'm not sure how I would connect uh, a devil man being presenting himself to you off in exchange for a book. You say?
Yeah, it's a book I have, and I shouldn't have it. But it
Then
traveled along with me.
why do you still have a child? You should return it. If you
Indeed,
shouldn't have it.
I shall. I had forgotten it, but I also think I could have been a bit more careful. The tiefling directly spoke of it as theft, demanded that I give it to him, which was, I think that was a bit much. But
Maybe he was representing the guild that you were said you took it from. Maybe
possibly,
someone told him to bring back the book.
that's possible. Although he said he wanted it for himself, for his own use for hunting treasure of some sort.
Well, that's very revealing. Maybe he was trying to gain your trust, and
He
that's
didn't
telling you
seem
these
to
things so
want
you.
it. That's possible, but I asked him more, and he just didn't want anything to do with that. He was very insistent, and I'm looking over to August. It had happened so fast, how you just sometimes don't remember everything? And I don't even think August could hear the conversation. So I'd say I just said I didn't have it, and he got upset and left. And basically, I got the feeling I was going to be very sorry that I didn't have it and didn't turn it over to him immediately. But I don't think it was his. I don't think he was representing them. He's laughing. Paul is laughing.
Nah, I'm just writing things in the chat. Anyways, so August.
Oh yeah, we did attack him.
Yeah, you did attack him.
I saw it, I just didn't want to tell him.
Well, he was being so pushy. I think that was quite rude of him. So.
He's a tiefling.
I wouldn't trust anything that disappears in a puff of smoke and says I'll be back.
Yeah.
That's just one of my life mantras.
Well, it did happen after you attacked him. A lot of things that you're remembering is after you attacked him.
This is true. We did dump some stuff on his head. I guess I would have to say that.
It was a distraction.
That you used to attack him.
That we threw slates at him.
Okay. Getting back to the game.
So we were in that.
Yeah. Out of character, this is not cool.
Why?
Hmm?
Why is it? The fact that we're caught mangling a poor tiefling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that's way too powerful for us.
He really caught us off guard, and he didn't really accept any other terms but his own. So, he kind of deserved it.
Out of character, if you guys actually fought him, you probably would have died.
Oh, yeah.
I've no doubt.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're level 2 and he was like in the double digits, but could have.
I would say to Kiro, I'd say we need to help Barry, our friend. It's a pressing urgency, but I don't know. I don't know what you can do with this body to try and help decipher how he died, why he died. We haven't been through all his pockets. We haven't found he fell. But I mean, or at least just give him a decent burial. But we need to leave soon.
He nods and goes like, "Well, I understand. I'll clean him up and see if I can find anything useful out of him. Again, I guess thank you for bringing him here. If you do need anything, you will let me know."
And I would just bow and sort of try not to smile in respect for the dead, and just back out of the room.
I think I'd be frowning, because my conscience would be fighting, thinking, I should turn over the bag, but a part of me really wants to know what's in that bag.
Oh, so you're taking the bag, because Master Kiri would know nothing about this bag.
You've got the bag, yes.
I'll take the bag and the papers that I found in his pocket.
Okay, so you're leaving the body with daggers and a bow.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'll turn the sword over, because I think, it's not really a monk's weapon.
Cross that out.
Talk about that bow is really cool though.
It was. You can go into the armory.
Yeah, pick it up later.
Yeah, because you can take stuff from there for free.
You're high enough level to. But as we leave the room, I would put my arm on Saunders and just look at her in the eye and say, that didn't feel right. This bag, the sword, the bow, this parchment, the words that I have had time to read it all, but and then I would actually hand the parchment to Saunders, because she's a much better reader than I ever will be, educated, and to say, can you,
Sure.
on the trip to what's the town called?
What temple?
Shroudmoor. On the journey to Shroudmoor, maybe you can get some information out of this.
Definitely. I'll take a look at this. And I agree that it doesn't feel quite right. Either something was really strange going on here. In fact, this whole town, there's something not quite right. I'm wondering how many. Go ahead.
I lived here my whole life, and this is the weirdest. And I spent a lot of nights in the Dirty Habit, but this is the weirdest couple of days I've ever had. I need to get some sleep. Yeah, right. I need to get some sleep.
Okay. Well, we need to go get a Rona and start headed out on the trail.
I think we said we were going to do it in the morning. Is that not
Speaking
correct?
of Arona,
It was
Oh, here she comes.
yes, because again, you did leave her at the store. Go like, we'll be right back, and you didn't come back.
Oh shit!
really bad for that.
We're the worst adventurers ever.
So, as you guys are talking, she's like looking around outside like a lost puppy, like, where they? And she like dragging the horses along with her behind her.
So do we see her coming?
Well, she's not coming towards you. She's actually like looking around, and she knows the monastery best, so that's where she would head to.
Okay. Well, I think I would head outside, so I won't run into her, directly or indirectly. So yeah, we actually rested overnight, August, so we could start out like first thing in the morning, and I knew the shop owner was going to have the horses and everything ready. And when I had slept, that's when I found that note in my pocket. So first thing in the morning, that's when I was telling Arona that we probably should go check out this strange thing behind the inn there and find out what this book was all about. So you'd had a night's rest. And it was morning when we started, but it's probably closer to noon now.
Yeah.
At any point, would I remember that we'd left the kobolds tied up?
That's your choice. You
Okay.
did remember that out of game. So whenever you feel like remembering that, that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to stare at Arona and I'm going to say, I completely forgot you were there. And then I'd say, I completely forgot the kobolds in the forest too.
Give me a second, I'll be right back.
He's going to go get the angry kobolds and loose them on
Yeah, I'm
us.
bringing them right to you, so they can have a few words. Yeah, take a break. 5-minute break.
Okay.
Oh. Hello. No one's here.
Okay. So, guess
Hello.
what?
What?
I don't have to go to I don't have to take my brother to the dentist. My mom's gonna do it.
Yes. Good on you. Mum.
So that means,
That means you can
well,
play for 7 hours.
if you like.
I
That
don't have to
means
go anywhere.
most likely, yeah.
No, but I definitely want to start this journey. I'm really, really excited about it.
Dude, so am I. So am I.
Sure you are, but you've got all kinds of notes written.
I didn't put a lot of things in. I just wrote some stuff in.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll finally get level 3 once you finish the stuff.
Oh, don't excite me.
It's gonna take you a while.
I'm easily excited.
I think maybe next session you guys get level 3.
Cool.
Depending on how far we get in this session.
And if we don't die.
Yes,
Because
that
there's
too.
always a threat of death.
Oh, there definitely is. So, just to be clear, you guys took the bag of holding.
Yeah, it's over my shoulder.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
But I bet there's some, like the black spot in it or something. Marked for death.
Maybe.
Yeah, I want to open that motherfucker later. Just tip it out on the floor.
Dump everything like.
Yeah, I want the lot.
Okay,
All the
so
magical items.
All right. Picking up where we left off. What was the last thing you said? I'm gonna add
okay,
right there.
Or I was talking to Arona and say, oh, you know what, we left the kobolds. I think we better leave a message with the guards so they can go out and retrieve those poor guys and do with them whatever needs to be done. But we've got to set out on our journey soon.
Okay. So Arona's like, where'd you guys go? I was looking for you. You said you'll be back, and it's been hours.
I'll explain. But so let's get on our horses, get Barry, and start heading out. I can explain on the way.
Barry's like, finally. All right, guys. Let's do this. So, he gets on his little pony. Mounts
Nice
up.
pony. Mm-hmm.
And as you guys are walking through town, Grayson walks up like, so where are you guys heading off to?
So I'd look over at Barry, and they were going with our friend here to go investigate a series of murders in a town close by.
And Barry's like, we're going to the city of Shroudmore. Who's like, oh, that's good. No, expect to see you back in a few days then. Take care. Hope you get there safely.
I'll say Master Grayson, and then I'll tell him about the kobolds that we forgot and left tied up in the woods.
He's like, I guess we'll see to that. I'll let the other guards know, and we'll go see if we can look for them.
And if I detected any slight hint that they didn't care, I would try and reiterate that they have possibly valuable information.
Yeah.
And if not,
yeah.
if not, they could just run away and start this whole procedure over again.
No.
But I'd say it much cooler than that.
All right, man. Yeah, I got it. I'll look into it, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Shake
When I
my
was
head and walk along on my pony.
when I was at the monastery, I would have picked up an item and put it in my pockets.
What? Well,
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Brilliant.
I need 2 heads to remember this stuff. Yeah, I think I'm sure I would have gone back there and okay, one last look around. Yeah, let's get that stupid thing. Keep it on my person.
okay.
I'm trying to
Now,
decipher it.
so you should probably add to your inventory treasure
Oh,
book,
yeah.
so you don't forget it. That would be this would be the easiest way to remember it. Treasure book.
All right.
Best
And
thing.
August,
We should go there now.
you've got the
You can't read it.
you've got the
Okay.
satchel, but you've handed me the notes, right? Yeah. So the list from I'll say the list from the satchel. I've got.
Although, Saunders, you
Yeah.
do tend to carry most of the stuff. I mean, you're like the bookkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You want me to carry it? It doesn't weigh much. I could take it.
okay, I don't know. Okay, I'll probably keep the satchel on my shoulder over my back for a while.
It will literally eliminate every weight that you're carrying.
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
I love my satchel. It looks so cool. It's like Indiana Jones.
Is it leather or is it cloth? Is it woven or?
It's a leather satchel
Oh.
with
It has like many pockets.
actually
Multiple pockets.
it does have pockets. It's funny you should mention that.
Cool.
And it has a ruin on it
Okay.
to signify that that's a
A
bag
what?
of holding.
A
In
room.
the shape of what's the rune look like?
Let me do that.
It's like a magical ruin. It would have a couple of those, and I wouldn't be able to show you how it looks like unless I
Alright.
draw it out.
I don't think Saunders would have had a whole lot of magical training. She might be able to read it if it was like an archaic script or something from language. But otherwise, that's fine.
It's wizard gibberish. All right, so you guys are on horses leaving the town of
Finally.
and you're making your way southwest to the town of Shroudmoor. This will take you a day's journey. Day and a couple of hours.
Okay.
You're leaving in mid-afternoon. I'm assuming when are you going to take a break? Do you want to just ride straight there even during the night? Or
How long does it take? It takes a day to get there.
a day and a couple of hours. Yeah.
What's the road like and the weather?
Well, the weather. I should probably remember what season I keep saying that this is in because
It's
sorry.
It's starting in spring, so it must be like late summer. Getting there.
It's getting summer, yeah. Should be. No, that's next. It's a sunny day.
It's a sunny day. Okay.
I'm gonna go with that until I remember the seasons well enough.
And then the road is clear, or is it more of a trail?
Oh, you're taking a trail to get
Oh.
there. Barry's leading the way.
Also, it's quite like a wilderness area.
Is it like woody? Yeah, is there trees every side or?
Yeah, trees every side. This is as leaving your town. This would be the first couple of hours.
Ah, okay.
All right, so I would definitely follow Barry and just be explaining to Arona and to Barry what had happened in the alley and immediately afterwards.
Sorry, what?
Sorry.
Oh, just I would be relating the details. Yeah,
okay.
I'd tell them everything.
And Arona's like, wait, you left me to go do something dangerous? What if you didn't come back? I could have helped.
It just all sort of happened. We didn't have time to plan it out. We should have come. We should have come for you, though. You're right. You're right.
I'm better now. It's like you don't have to worry about my injuries. If that's why you didn't tell me.
I've just been so forgetful. Maybe I was the one that fell on my head. I don't know. How do you like your horse, by the way? I'll ask just to change this topic.
She strokes the brown horse's mane. I'm like, I like it. Give me a warm feeling.
Yeah.
I never rode a horse.
There's something.
And I'd be trying to sort of back up Saunders by saying, like, by motioning that we didn't have a choice, it all happened so fast. But I'd be trying to do that, and I'd be trying to, because I've never ridden a horse before. And I've seen people ride horses, so I'm kicking it, but it's like going into the bushes, and I'm trying to steer it back onto the road, and I'm sort of, cloud of smoke, but yeah, from the sky, but I would be incoherent and just, yeah.
And I'd be trying to show, like, okay, you hold your reins like this distance from, hand to mouth. It's simple. It's simple. These are nice, quiet animals. Then I turn around and talk, like, completely not recognizing that, he was having a problem. I think
after a while I'd probably get it straight enough that I could have a comfortable journey, but at first it was very...
So, after a couple of hours, Barry is like, so, yes, do you guys want to rest for the night, or should we just ride through the night? I don't mind either way.
Yeah.
Is it late?
No, I'm just planning for later.
Oh, if I would probably want to at least eat and drink for a couple of hours.
Take a break, and then we can see afterwards.
You can break down the road.
Not necessarily sleep, but at least eat.
Is there a full moon out?
Tonight? I don't really think so tonight.
No balls tonight.
He's trying to remember something as he's like, oh, monkeys. Hold on.
That's just remember all.
Magic phone.
Dig into that pack and see if that's where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, right. I should look at the pack.
Of course, my character can hardly contain herself. She really wants to find out what it is.
No,
Not even like, yeah, doesn't necessarily want to keep it. It's just like finding out is so much fun.
When we rest, I am gonna probably tip the bag out.
Yeah, you
I want to
probably
know
will.
everything.
I forgot that I cleaned the basement and I reconnected the phone again, and then I forgot about it.
Oh, so it's ringing for everything.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you have to head out to any?
Huh? No, we never use the phone, but we still have it here, and I
That's
just
good
forget
in
about
case
it.
of an emergency. Yeah.
So, Barry is like, I'm trying to remember something, like something important. Uh, I know we're gonna get to our riverbed where the river ends into like something. There's something important about this river, and I don't remember what.
I'd be staring at him like, how can you not remember something? Completely overlooking the fact that I've forgotten two very important things, actually three.
Yeah.
That sort of pipe up like I imagine is it cold? It's cold, right?
No.
Is it deep? Do we have to pay a ferryman to cross?
No, I
Bridge?
remember it. I remember it being big, but I don't remember why I stopped caring about it.
How
Oh well,
strange.
we'll see if we get to the river. We'll pass it either way.
We'll look at him a bit oddly and then just say, lead on. Can we break for a few minutes and have a snack to eat?
Yeah.
And
Let's make camp here.
okay.
So he leads the pony off the road, and you guys only been traveling for a couple of hours. Leads the pony off the road and gets to the side of the road. His
Oh,
meat.
yeah, your sound went.
Oh.
You said he led the pony off and
So he gets off the road. He leads the pony to the bank of the tree line
okay.
and makes a little campfire for his meat that he's about to make. He likes to cook well-beat food.
Halflings. Okay, so we'll have a little bite to eat, and I'll be looking at the bag there, looking at August, and looking at the bag. You gonna see what's in there?
So yeah, August would be cross-legged, and he would have unbandaged his hands, just to re-wrap them tighter. He has like leather straps around his forearms and his hands to sort of for protection and a bit of extra pump.
Okay.
And I look at August and I pull the bag round and I sort of open it and peer in, and it's just a black void. And I say, like, the last time I put my hand in there, I pulled out a massive sword, and it's a little scary. I mean, bag of holding, that's not something we see usually. And I just plunge my hand in, and just rummage around, and I feel all different kinds of things, and I just pull out something that's fist sized.
Oh, well, hold on. Pull something what size?
Fist size, something that could hold my hand.
Oh. So you dig in and you feel like this rigid item that's like hard to the touch. It feels like crystal. And when you pull it out, it is a crystal. It's a crystal eye.
Ooh.
Crystal eye.
Yes, it's like an eye. It's a crystal that's shaped like a flat drawing of an eye. with a red dot in the middle.
Okay. And I'm
Strange.
just like, what? Like this guy's got some serious, like some serious loot in this bag, and I look it over for a second, but it's not really my forte, and I just hand it to Saunders like, can you believe this?
I can shake my head. No, that's not anything I recognize, and that is very odd indeed. Um,
I mean,
see what else is in
do we
there.
notice anything?
Does it give off an aura of any kind, the eye?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Six. It's not going to be anything good. Nope. Six and a 0. I know nothing about it.
What's your roll?
6.
You just feel like there's something to it, but that's all you got from it.
Okay. I
So
shrug. Yeah.
I'll probably take it back and I wouldn't put it back in the bag. I'd put it in a pouch on my belt, just so it wasn't muddled up in the bag again. And then I'd close it when I noticed. I'd close the bag when I noticed the food was cooked. Maybe Barry would pipe up.
Yeah.
Oh, Barry's like already chowing on a meat stick.
Oh, so I would notice that, and I'd be like, oh.
Let's see.
And I'd throw the bag around again, and I'd finish just tying up my wrists, and then I'd grab a hunk of meat or squirrel or whatever we're eating off the fire.
Yeah, we can investigate more later on when we get into an inn.
So, August.
I feel like if we didn't notice anything, we'd probably be like, that's pretty cool, but
Yeah, something to do with his guild or his order or whatever.
So, August should add to his inventory a crystal eye.
cool.
So, you have some downtime. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or do?
Well, we're just going to do a quick meal, I think, and then head back out because the weather's good and it was only 2 hours of a ride.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can go for several
It's
more.
just like, is there anything you would like to do before you head back in the road?
I would probably, as I was eating, sort of, I mean, Barry in the inn didn't seem like he wanted to talk too much about problems, but I feel like now we've agreed to help him and left, we were on the way there, that maybe over a bit of food that he might be more willing to speak. So I'll just ask him, say, is there anything else? I mean, I know we're going to investigate your friend that died, but why? I mean, do you know something we don't? This is something we should know. We're here to help you.
Yeah, he puts his meat stick down like, well, you are helping me, and I am very grateful for it. I haven't seen my friend in a long time. Seymour, he was a good friend of mine. It's just when I left to travel tour Summerfrost, he decided to stay behind. And I don't know, I just lost contact with him. And just hearing about his death was kind of shocking to me.
Barry, do you have family other than just your friends? Is this your connection as to your guild?
He gives us something like, we all have family somewhere. I never settled down myself. I like to explore too much, the wilderness and all.
Mm-hmm.
I know my mother passed away long ago, but I do have a father, and sure, if I go back to my hometown, he would probably be there. But I wouldn't know. Maplewood it's a far away city from here.
So these guildmates are your true brothers in that sense.
Oh, some of the guilds are like friends. Some of the guild members are my friends, but I never really connected or bonded with anyone more than Seymour.
Right.
I like to
Seymour.
be out. I never joined the guild. I like out here. You guys are monks, so you get the standard fee. But out there, for an adventurer's type job, you need to be part of a guild to earn real money.
Mhm.
You're part of the monastery, so they will consider that as a guild for yourself. But others need to earn money. They need to join a guild, or they get half the reward for a job they take on.
It's all controlled. Seymour. You know, we should name that trinket you have there, August. We should name him after Barry's friend.
Trinket? What are you talking about?
Crystal. C. More.
Oh shit, that went right off my head.
Sorry.
Oh, that's so good as well.
I love jokes. I'm gonna keep that in. I don't care how that laugh just came out. You know what? Bear's also gonna laugh at that. That was funny.
And on that joke, August would probably, sort of throw the bone into the forest and stand up and start unhooking his horse from the tree and just
Okay.
probably time to move.
Yeah.
It's getting dark.
I'd take the hint and douse the fire and round up the horses and make sure everybody gets on. If they haven't been riding very much, help them get into the saddle and then mount up.
Okay, so Arona was also giggling to herself. That was pretty funny. And as you all mount back up on your horses, roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh. I'm
16.
8. Oh, you did good. I got an 8. I got half of what you got.
So, going down the road, you come across a pond that's connected to a river. And this river, like Barry's looking at the river, like something about this.
Yeah.
Let's not. You know what? Let's not go in. Let's just wander right through. Unless you want to check it out, I honestly cannot remember. There's something about this.
About the river?
So, I
Yeah.
think that you cut out a second when you were talking about that river. Was there anything in particular you said? I know you said that we should probably.
Not go in, like not wade into the river. How are we
Yeah.
going to get across?
Oh no, we could just go around it. It'll just take a couple of more minutes, but we could just go around the pond and not go into. There's just something about it, and I can't remember
So
what it is.
with my perception check, I would notice the river, and Barry would say,
You notice that something's very. There's something across Barry's face, like he's trying to remember something, but you would also see
Yeah.
movement in the water.
I would remember the villagers, how they had their memory wiped, I think, being so fresh. And I'd say, let's listen to him. There's something, he can't quite recall. Maybe it's better we take a few minutes and go around. And you say, I see something in the river moving. It's not a fish.
"You muted, mate.
Yeah.
If you're talking."
Sorry,
Sound went up.
that was coffee.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I agree.
No, August would notice that there's something moving in the water. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
that,
maybe I would take the cue from Barry to go round, but if we stick close to the river edge, to sort of trace the path round to have a safe journey sort of around the river, I'd want to look into the river and what would I see?
all right. You would see that something's moving in the water, but you don't see anything moving in the water. You just see the water moving itself. Like,
Okay,
the water is moving at its own pace, like not following the river.
an unnatural.
Like unnatural movement, but there's nothing under that water that's moving it.
Okay,
And you said that you're walking close to the riverbank?
so I feel like we would trace the bank. We wouldn't want to go into the forest and lose the river. We'd want to trace it around for the first opportunity to cross without going into the water. So yeah, we'd be close.
All right, so the river is like, as you get like near the riverbank, it's like bubbling up a little bit.
Whoa.
Bubbling.
Yes.
I would notice that, and I would call to Barry. I'd say, Barry, have you seen this before?
So he stops and is like, "Oh, I remember now."
And I would look at him like, what do you remember now?
Well, I remember backing away from this water, and the water starts bubbling up more and more. It's like,
And so I'd be facing, my horse would be sort of facing the water, and I would try and probably poorly try and rear it back so we were stepping away from the water, like trotting away backwards, if that makes sense.
okay,
Still looking at the water.
now I'm gonna roll a dice.
Uh-oh.
And I would call to all my friends like, Barry would obviously say what he says, but I'd say, get back, get back.
All right, now 1 to 2, nothing happens. 1 to 3 to 4, something happens. 3. Okay, bubbling off from the river is this large serpent-like creature. It's completely and utterly made of water. And it's like
Wow.
watery scales come from it. It opens its watery mouth with like water teeth and everything. Everything of this creature is made out of water. But it's large, huge. And it like erupts from the river and is like hissing at all of you, and this would scare your horses.
I would try and, yeah.
I need all of you to roll me an animal handling check.
17.
I got a 19 plus
Oh, nice.
2 plus 2, 23.
Okay. All of you, well, I think Barry might not have made it. Hold on. Animal hand. Nope. So all of you except Barry, Barry falls off his horse because the little pony bucks up scared. And it starts backing away. It doesn't run, but it just mostly backs away.
Okay.
And all of you have made the check. And this lizard creature is just staring at all of you down
So I would probably turn my horse and begin to run, hoping that everyone was going to follow me. Or hopefully he couldn't get us, but then I'd look back and see that Barry's been bucked off his pony, and I would rear the horse back and turn round and just scream, Barry, get up!
Barry's trying to stuff up to his feet. Aruna's looking at this creature oh my god, and it's turning her horse to also run with August. Sanders, what would you like to do?
I'll have been quite used to working with horses and mules and stuff on our little expedition, so I'll turn my horse around, check the others to make sure they're okay. I'll see that Barry's down and his pony's run off, and I'll with my hands motion to Arona to just keep going, and I'll go back to Barry and hold my hand down to swing him up behind me.
Cool.
So
What
you,
would- acrobatics or strength?
well, you can roll a strength check to help Barry up. You would.
Oh yeah, because he's got to do the thing.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
give me a second.
All right. Oh, actually, that shouldn't be too bad. Ah, natural 20.
Oh, get in there, Saunders.
The half elf slide came through.
That's sick.
Well,
Everything-
with your natural 10, you Barry's like lifts up, and then you help him the rest of the way, and you sit him down next to you.
Okay, so I'm going to. Which direction did the pony go? The pony, I'm assuming, ran off to safety.
Well, no,
Okay.
it hasn't run off. It's just like backed away because the pony wouldn't know to run off. It will know like, oh, I'm dead now. I'm just gonna. I need to back up as quick as I can.
Oh, okay.
So, like little pony's trying to get into the forest.
I think I'd assume a water dragon couldn't reach any further than its neck, so I would, with Barry on the back of my horse, take my horse and charge at the pony to get it to run in front of me.
Roll me an animal handling check.
For one.
4. 4, not far off, but +2, so 6, 8. I got an 8.
Ooh, that's not good. The pony's like no.
Doesn't trust me, doesn't know me.
Bear's
No.
like, come on, girl, let's go. Come on.
Okay. I'll turn my horse and head after the other guys. Let's make a quick decision and get out of the way.
Okay. And as Sanders being the last one to leave this area, the watery creature just gets a hiss and then like sinks back into the pond.
Wow. Creepy.
And as Saunders and Barry sort of join up with us, I would look at Barry, and if I was close enough to slap him, I would, and I'd say, what the hell was that?
He's like rubbing the back of his head like, well, sorry, I just forgot. This because, yeah.
How do you forget something as big as that? His teeth
Well-
were bigger than... They were big.
It was
Yeah,
strange.
some would say weird. It just I don't know. It didn't attack last time. It just came up, and then it went away.
Oh, and that makes every... And I'd just sort of mutter under my breath, and was just like, this is why I didn't leave the town. This is why I don't go anywhere. And I'd just sort of trot off.
And say, well, we're not that far off. There's no gear on the pony, right? Because we would have taken most of it on the bigger horses.
No, but you just abandoned a pony.
Yeah, which I feel really bad for, Saunders.
All right, so let's take a vote. Do we want to go back to the pond area and look for the pony, and or just keep going? There was quite a bit of money put into that thing.
I feel like if we tied the horses up and stealthed to the tree edge, we could probably see the pony, whether it was dead or alive. At least we'd know for sure.
Okay. It's
But
funny.
I
I
would-
notice, yeah, that August tends to make a lot of decisions based on quite a strong compassion for people, and Saunders is kind of like the practical, like, yeah, forget it. We can keep going on, sort of backwards.
But I would,
So
when I
she'll-
said it to you, I would say it like I didn't care. Like, oh, I'm just like muttering under my breath, so annoyed that he almost got me killed, Barry. But the pony would be like, oh, we should go back.
Yeah, we can't abandon him. You're right. Let's pull up here and tie these guys to the tree. One of us could stay with them, maybe.
Arona's like, are you crazy? Why are you gonna go back? Could have killed us.
Okay, so Arona can stay with the horses, maybe. And
Why are
We're
you
good
going
on-
back?
Well, Barry's coming with us after that.
Yeah.
He's definitely coming with us.
Barry's good on stealth. We'll just be very careful not to get too near the pond. We'll give it a wide berth there.
So when I get to like the
Go ahead.
knees and crawl to the edge and just survey the area, I want to be sort of as hidden as possible in the bushes
All right. So
and just
all
look for the pony.
Barry's like, fine. So all three of you need to roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
Barry got a 14.
Okay. 12 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. 16.
12.
Okay. So you guys are like creeping through the forest. Like Bear's like, here, pony. Where are you, buddy? And as you make your way to the edge of the forest where the pond is, you just see that a scared little pony on the side of a tree.
Aww.
Is he? How close is he to the water?
Not close. Like
Okay.
you could
Do we
grab.
get the impression that we could just sort of go to the part of the trees that he is in, just grab him, pull him in, or would we have to go out into the open?
Well, you can do that. What I'm saying is you can do that. That is a thing you can do.
I will move carefully towards it, keeping an eye out for anything weird that might, you didn't expect the water dragon. There might be other stuff here. And I'll take a few steps forward and look around.
So, are you looking at the pony, or are you looking like around the surroundings?
Around the clearing to see if I notice anything in the trees or any trap, because maybe the dragon was meant to scare us into the woods. I don't know. It's very
Roll me a perception check then.
Okay. That's the balance of 20 out. Natural 1.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You see that the pond looks really nice, and you're kind of distracted by it. It's like, how does a nice pond spew out a watery demon like that thing?
And I imagine, stop me if I go to. So I imagine with Saunders rolling a 1 that she would even like edge out, and I would just grab her shoulder and pull her back in.
It was more like Saunders being curious, going like,
Yeah, with the curiosity, just like poking her head out, like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, look at the beautiful plants here. Oh,
And
I've never seen a tree like that.
I would reach into my pocket, and I would feel a lock of hair, and I would curl it round my hand, and pull it out and just grasp it. And I would look at the pony, and like a shock would go through my body, and I would tense, almost like I was being electrocuted. And all of a sudden, like through my nose and mouth would come this language that wasn't my own. It would be short. It'd be and all of a sudden you'd see this hand just slap the back of the horse, back of the pony, in the direction of like the woods closest to us. So what I'm potentially trying to do is mage hand the back of him so we belt into the woods that we could grab him.
okay. I was about to say, like, you're slapping the back of the pony. You're going to make that pony run into the river.
Oh really?
But since you're saying, like, you're slapping the horse in a way that it will run into a forest, then, yeah, you can do that.
That would be the idea. Do you need to roll anything for that, or?
I'm going to say no.
Cool.
But
That's what I do.
you do that. The pony, like, jumps up scared because there's this, like, floating green or whatever color hand slapping it, and it runs into the forest. And Barry was like, whoa, 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 and tries to like catch the pony before it runs too far.
Mm-hmm.
7. Oh,
Come on, Barry.
So he rolls a 13. since you scared the pony, so that's gonna add a bit of difficulty to it. And with his 13, he jumps at the pony, it like wrestles out of his arms, and he runs out. Sanders, you can do like a last ditch effort to try to catch this pony.
Okay. Animal handling or acrobatics or?
Athletics, acrobatics, or animal handling, whichever one you think would be best.
Animal handling. Okay. 5 plus, it's going to give me 9. That's not going to be enough for me. Yeah, that's only 9.
9.
Yeah.
So you're trying to calm down this pony. What do you say?
Whoa boy. I think it was a girl actually. Whoa. Come here. And I'll trip, and my natural awkwardness asserts itself. And after the glorious moment of swinging Barry up behind me perfectly, I'll trip right over my own feet and bash my chin on the pony's backside as he runs underneath my hands.
Yeah, this pony's like, and like is running off.
Probably I'm too much fright.
I mean, you want to go. This is how I pictured it. You used Mage Hand to slap the pony in the force, so it would pass you immediately.
Yep.
Go for Barry. He grabs it, but it wrestles out of his arms. Go for Sanders, and then it runs it like down. So there would be no time for you to react to try to get it.
I mean, it's terrifying.
Aruna, does it run near Aruna and the other horses?
Yeah, is it running towards the other horses?
It is running that direction. You don't know if it's going to make it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then
So I would let go of I would untangle the lock of hair from my arm and let go of it and pull my hand out and just sort of that was intense. And did we get him?
And I'll look at him and oh, strange words, buddy. And then I'll shake my head and say, that pony is scared and running fast. And I didn't help. I almost fell on him, but he is headed towards the other horses, so maybe he'll stop when he sees the herd.
We should get out of here. I don't want to be close to that lake, that river.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I agree. So
Barry's like, well, I mean, we could have just, grabbed him. What was that? What did you do to make him run?
I'll let you know when I know. I'm not quite sure yet. And I'll be breathing heavily, like.
Okay.
So you are speaking in a strange language. Could be very useful later on, but it's a power that needs to be tamed.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't recall that language. I can speak common. I can say like a few cuss words in English.
Be back.
And
you can keep going. Okay, what is it that you're handling there? Is that something you've had for a while?
What, the hair?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have seen that when you picked it up.
Well, I bought it from the Black Bear. It was the lock of Zaroff hair.
Wow.
Seagrim's master. No, it was Seagrim's master's master, I believe. Yeah. Master Zoroth. And it gives me Mage Hand once per short rest and extra damage, but I'm not sure how that works yet.
That can be very useful.
Yeah. I rushed into it last session by using it to throw the slates off the roof. But now I feel like I probably wouldn't have a clue how that worked. And it would almost like my hand would sort of gravitate towards it when I needed it. and then it would just happen. Like I wouldn't know exactly what just happened. I'd know what I want to do, but I wouldn't know how it worked.
Like a second
I think that's
instinct
cooler.
kicking in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cooler than just I've got a cool piece of hair that I can use.
Yeah. Definitely adds to the story.
Yeah.
What are you trying to tell?
Oh, he's explaining the properties and where he got it. Because I don't think Saunders would have known. She was deciphering that note when they were in the store. She was kind of distracted.
Yeah.
And she didn't see when he bought it.
Yeah.
Great affair.
Yeah, people just keep coming in and out of the house and asking stuff. They're about to leave, so it's okay.
That's really inconsiderate. They're not realised.
It's like my dogs.
Yeah, I just keep muting Skype and then walking away for a bit. Trying to fix it.
Oh, I said the word DOG and mine came running out. I was like, what? Are you ready? Are you ready? Can we go somewhere?
Like if I do edit these things would not happen in the recording. But since I'm not editing these, they are.
Everybody knows everything about our lives.
Anyways.
Okay, so we're gonna head back to the horses.
Head back to Aruna. Okay.
Nobody died.
No one died yet. Aruna is actually holding the pony and is looking at you like, what was that? Why you went back for the horse and the horse came before you?
I tripped and I fell into it and it ran off. I'd be embarrassed because I'm famous for being really clumsy. Like my longish feet from my father, the human side, just don't work well sometimes. So I'd kind of walk off and get on my own horse. Don't want to talk about it.
So you're like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, here you go, Barry. You can have your pony back. Add a game.
Barry as... Oh, sorry, go on.
Alright, so add a game. For her animal handling, she rolled a 23.
Oh, wow.
Well, a what?
A 23. She rolled
I
a
wish it had 33 or something. The hell?
She rolled a natural 19 and then a +4.
Nice.
So
Well
yeah,
done,
Barry.
That's what I get.
So I would look at Barry as I was mounting my horse, a little bit more confident, just sort of jumping straight up onto it, and I'd motion to him, sort of, "Well, lead the way, Barry. You know where to go, right?"
Yeah, of course I do. Jeez, come on. Like, yeah. So, he makes his way back on the road and is going to Troudmoor. It's like a few more hours and it's starting to get dark.
And I would have been quietly thinking of ways to introduce a topic, and finally I'd say, the last times you went through here, Barry, how much drink had you had?
Like a couple?
A couple bottles or a couple of... I know how these things go, and you don't remember a thing in the morning.
I swear it's just a couple of drinks. Don't worry about it. Well, we could set up camp here for the night. Maybe the forest would be a little bit more safer.
All right, so we're well away from that one area at this point. 2 hours.
Yep.
All right.
You would reach it like late in the morning tomorrow. If you sleep the whole night here.
Oh, we can sleep for. Let's just sleep till dawn, and I'm sure we'll be okay, and then get going so we don't lose the light.
So you set up your two camps. You set up the tent that has. You set up your two-person tent.
The two-person tents.
Yes, you set up your tents. You set up the two-person tents.
Okay.
How the sleeping arrangements going to go, and you decide that while Barry prepares his alarm spell.
Oh, I would think Arona and myself and Barry and August, but I want to see what's in the bag too. Is there enough light to do that?
Yeah, while Arona's setting up the campfire and Barry's trying to set up the alarm spell, you can
Oh,
do
right.
that.
Okay. So I'll put our tent up. And that's something I'd be comfortable doing because I would have done stuff similar to that, I think, in my past. So I'll do it quickly, efficiently, not too much there. And then I'd kind of meander over towards August and say, do you think there's time to spread the stuff out? Do we have enough light? We've got a lantern, right? I'm sure our kits had a lantern. And
You have torches?
I just want to have a... I might not, actually. Okay, we'll just use a torch because I didn't write out what's in the Explorers thing. So that we can see what's in there.
Okay. So, what are you pulling out?
Just shake it
So
out.
You want to shake it out?
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't know what's going to be in here. If you like, just open it and look and show her inside, like, do you want to open whatever's in there out?
Ooh, good point, August. Good point.
But I would be like excited.
that could be
like, you want
a
to open
portal.
this out?
It could be like a doorway and living things could come through, or I don't really know how these things work. Good point.
I've never seen anything like this before, and I would set it in front of us both, like in the middle, and I would hold two hands up and I would say to Saunders, should I do it? And I would be excited and the fire would be burning and, it'd be kind of jovial. Like, we'd all be having a relatively good time.
Yeah.
I would just surviving the death of the water dragon thing. I would just
And the
plunge
adrenaline.
both hands in, rummage around and pull two things out.
Okay.
What do I get?
All right. So, hold on. Reading this thing. Oh, I did it. Okay, cool. So, you pull two things out. You actually pull out two books.
Okay.
One's one's seem like it's like dates and times like you would think maybe it's a personal journal. This other one seems like a journal that has lots of papers shoved into it, lots of like note tabs and stuff. He seems to have been working on something in this book.
And what I'll probably keep the one with the papers inside it, and I'll just flick it open every page, and I wouldn't really see anything, but
one of the detailed paragraphs that you just skimmed through, it's talking about a treasure that's been lost to time. Yeah.
But I'd probably read that and just be like, who's the author, kind of thing, and set it down on top of the other book. Saunders, this is more your.
And the other one is the name at the bottom is like written as Abel Davar.
Abel Davar.
Abel Davar, that's a word.
Devel. Abel Davar. I'll just write it.
Okay.
Abel. It's just a name that's on the book, and then it's just the whole book is written in like, today I did this. Today I was searching in this city for this.
Oh, this is a clue. I mean, this is a wonderful clue to possibly this person's identity, the Skyfaller, and what he was up to. But another treasure seeker, right after the encounter with the tiefling, who was also a treasure seeker. They may not be connected, but things are adding up a bit.
And I would sort of pick up both the books and just are they big books? Are they hefty, or are they sort of
Think of the player's handbook.
so they're relatively comfortable to handle? They're not gonna weigh us down too much.
Well, the detailed note that he's been the detailed letters and papers that he shoved into the other book is kind of heavier because it's like things that don't belong in it. But the personal book seems lighter.
Yeah, this can be heavy. Carrying for long. I'll stack them one on top of the other, and I think, you know what? I'll read these, but I think I'll put them back into the bag after, in between readings, because of the weight. I don't know. Let's see what else in there.
I might, because I was scared that we would lose the books in the bag. I will pull out the crystal and the bag's open in front of us both, and I'll just drop it. And then I would put my hand in a couple of seconds later and try and find the same item, and if I could pull the same item out.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
So you're rummaging around and you feel other things inside, but if you're specifically looking for the crystal, you can manage to pull it out.
Okay. Okay, so then, yeah, I would show the bag to Saunders to put the books in if she didn't want to read them right away, or that would be cool.
So it works like, yeah, it is magical, and well, of course it's magical, but you can keep in mind what you want, and you can find that one on top. So that seems like. All right, let me hold these out, and then I'll look at them a little bit overnight by torchlight. Go ahead and let's see what else is in there.
And I would say, no, you. Please.
Me?
I put my hand in danger too much.
Draw back, and then right. Okay, so I'll reach in, and what do I feel?
You feel what exactly are you trying to look around for? Like, what do you if you feel something like this, then you would pull it out.
Oh, yeah, that's well, if my fingers are brushing against anything, is there like cloth or soft things, soft items?
You would feel like there's a tiny bag inside. You would feel like another parchment of paper. You would feel like
Well, the bag thing. The bag, I'll pull that out.
All right. So you pull out this bag and it jingles around in your hand.
Ah, okay. I'll spill the contents out on a stump or whatever you're using as a table.
Okay, it rains. It's like money, 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 money.
Sure,
like you spill all this gold onto the floor and ground.
Ooh. Okay.
Dead man's gold.
Oh, who said that? Was that you?
Cursed. It's cursed.
So, around the money, like looking at the money, you could estimate there's 1,352 gold in this bag.
Approximately, right?
Yeah.
Wow, this guy was well. Oh.
And
Okay.
upon Saunders sort of not counting it, but sort of like putting it into little piles, I'd be quite familiar with not large quantities but small quantities. So if you just put them out into like there's, I'm counting like 10, 20, 40, 80, 300, and then I'd look at Saunders and just say, this is a lot of gold, and there's a lot of intriguing items in this bag, and we took it from this man, and this man died, and we stole this, and I would just not well, but I would be like taken back, like we shouldn't have done this. We need to. I would just stop speaking. I'd be like, just breathing heavily.
I think Saunders would look at this newest member, their protege that they'd taken out of jail basically for murdering a man, and she would just, I think she'd be really encouraged at how much his personal attitude towards others had, I don't know if it improved, but at least it was showing. And she'd say, yes, we do. We've got a moral obligation here to find out who this fellow was, if he had family, and probably to return these things to them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Didn't earn the gold. There's $338 each. But you're right. It isn't ours. It isn't money like the stuff that we earned earlier. It wasn't given to us. We took this, or I did, and she felt kind of guilty again. But you're right.
Saunders, August would say to Saunders, sort of, I earn my living not winning money from people that are willing to lose it. I never stole a copper. I never stole a copper from anyone.
No.
This feels too much like stealing to me, and I know you, and you don't.
No.
We can't.
Well,
we need to find the root of this family. He might have a wife, children. We don't know. I don't know.
Well, we've got a name to work with, and I can be deciphering these papers as we get into the town and help Barry out. I can be reading these journals and see what I can make of them. We'll make this right as much as we can. We don't really know what happened to the guy, but maybe a clue can be found in what he's written.
And, I would be, after seeing all this money and the book, I would just close the bag and I would look at someone and say, I don't think carry on. I'd throw the bag over my shoulder and maybe you could look through his things and maybe give us a clue to where he lived, who he was. I don't know. I'm going to go help Aruna set up a perimeter. And I would just sort of pat Saunders on the shoulder as I stood up, achy after the ride actually, and just sort of trot off. I sort of like John Wayne, like bow out legs, like, this hurts. And go sort of try and do something else that was helpful.
Aruna's actually having some trouble with the second tent.
I would go over there and try and help her.
Okay.
Barry's
I thought we
kind of
set
like,
those up, but
I've made a lot of makeshift shelters in my time living on the streets, so I would try and help.
Like Aruna made the first bed and was like, okay, cool. And he's trying to do the other one. Was like, why is this one different? What did I do with the other one that was made it so easy?
Yeah.
Barry's like sitting by the fire, just watching her as he eats meat again. He digs through his rations.
Mm-hmm.
So Sanders, what would you like to do?
She's really considering the changes that she's seeing in August and dwelling on that like a proper monk should, meditating on that. And she finally thinks, you know what, she does not want to go through the satchel any further to see what else is in there. She will look through the papers, and so she does that. She starts looking through the notes.
All right. Roll me a perception check, and August, roll me a 1d6.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did a little better. Perception, I think I did that. Okay. 15 plus 2, 16.
4.
16. Ooh, what did I write down for? Hold on. Let me just...
You can get progressively worse with your system. Higher the number, the more evil the creature.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
But a 16, that's good, right?
all right. with a 16, you learn Abel seems to come from a guild named the Hidden Crosshair. He seems to be an adventurer, and this guild seems to be located in the city of Quinn. You would also learn that he specializes in sneaking into places, either eliminating targets that have been requested or searching for items that need to be relieved from certain areas. He seems to just be starting off in his journey as an adventurer on the first few pages you're learning.
Wow. I would look up after a bit of reading. Not feeling quite as sympathetic as I had a bit earlier, and if August is free, I kind of signal him over. Is he free?
So I would be trying to like tie two sticks together at this point just to try and prop this tent up, and it would be frustrating me, and I'd be looking at Aruna and she'd be looking at me, and I'd be like, I'd just throw him on the floor, and then I'd hear August, and I'd say, we can all sleep in one tent. It's cool, and I'd walk away and walk to Saunders. What is it?
And I think I should have been helping. Like I put up the one tent like easily. Didn't even think about it, and like it spaced out that there was actually two tents, and would not even notice that you guys are having problems at this point because now I was focused in on the book. And this fellow Abel appears to have been an adventurer of the darker sort. Might I say, assassin and thief? At least he started out that way. This may not be well-earned gold, contrary to what we'd originally thought of the fellow. This may belong to somebody, not even him. This may be somebody else's.
I would just sort of say, I hardly think we can redistribute 1,000 plus gold to all the people who acquired it from. Maybe if you read further, we could. We don't know anything about this man.
No. Well, I'll say maybe there's a better clue. I have a guild name. It is the Hidden Crosshair. I mean, it sounds like he was basically a hitman. They point him at someone to remove from life, and out he goes and does that. I don't imagine he had a whole lot of.
Cool. Would August know anything about or ever heard anything about the Hidden Crosshair in his time in the tavern?
Nope. The place where that guild originates from would be too far of a place where you wouldn't know anything about.
So I would never ever heard of it.
Not unless they are connected to you somehow. Other than that, no, you wouldn't know them.
Okay, I'll say the name, the city of Quinn, and then it's like, yeah, it's a long ways from here. I would have heard of it, but yeah.
I might just stand up again and just say, there's still some light on that camp. Are you using a candle? So I'd say that there's
torch. I thought I had a lantern, but now I don't have it written down, so I think no, it's just basic torch.
So I'd say there's still some light on that torch. Carry on reading.
Keep going.
Good sleep, and as I'd said that, I'd sort of turn to Barry, and I'd stomp over to him and I'd sit down and I'd say, Hidden Crosshair. Barry, have you ever heard of him?
Oh. Yeah, Barry has been around a bit.
Barry's a bit of a geezer.
Barry's like, after he's done laughing with the whole situation of what August and Aruna were doing.
And I totally didn't see.
He goes like, well, Uh, I never met the I never met anyone from the guild, but I've heard about them. If you needed a monster or a man taken out, they would be the ones you would hire. They, I, I traveled to the city of Quinn. It's a week's travel from Cecil.
And I
But
would just say that they're assassins. I mean, who
well,
hires these people? They part of the government.
no, they're well, they take in rogues, thieves, rangers, like anything that would specialize in a way to eliminating something or gathering information for something or like searching for something that would have their back. They are honor bound, you could say. Like if you tell them like, "Hey, I need you to protect me from the shadows," they will stay with you until you call them off.
Can I say
They
that
get,
are they honor bound by coin? Are they honor bound by um, religion?
now
Gods?
that's I now that I couldn't answer you because I wouldn't be able. I never really was part of them or know how they work. I've just heard stories of what they do.
Okay, so I imagine that we would be looking at each other intently. I'd be really interested, and then I would just look into the fire, and then I would just jab Barry in the arm for laughing at me trying to put up a tent, and I would just jab him and grab a squirrel off the fire and take a chunk, and that would be me.
Okay.
I would just sort of try and rest after that.
Sanders, is there anything else you'd like to do?
She would fold up the book after a while. She's
So you're
getting
gonna
tired.
read. You're gonna read something more of it.
Well, I'll say I have been reading it. Oh yeah, so I'll read a bit further. Do I find anything else out?
Okay. You notice that he was involved in. Uh, hold on. Okay. You would notice, reading the story, he was involved in a ruin search. Like he went into the. Hold on, one second. Can you hear people behind me?
A little bit.
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll just wait a bit because I could just easily just cut this part out, and then there won't be people behind me.
So, do I have a minute?
Yeah.
60 seconds. Ooh.
Actually, let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
4:30. We could take a break.
It really does not feel like that. Okay, sure, boy. Okay. Yeah. We just keep that's it.
Hello?
Well, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, cool beans. And everyone's out of my house. So,
Yeah.
You chased him out.
yeah, they just decided to come downstairs and talk about what they're going to do before they leave.
Fun sponge.
Yeah,
Isn't it always, when you're tied up with something, that's when everyone wants to talk. Not before,
yeah.
not
They
after.
weren't talking to me, they were talking to each other.
Oh, it's even worse.
In the basement. They had to come all the way down there to say all that.
So what happened? Oh,
Oh, okay,
So I punched
you punched Barry.
Barry in the arm and just laid back and ate my squirrel.
Okay. What was
And
Sander doing again?
Saunders was looking through the book, read a little bit more.
You know, did I say anything?
You said he
You didn't
was
say a word.
involved, and then it stopped.
Okay, so he was involved in an escapade to a ruin, like near the city of, well, near the town of Alcor, or Alcurs, Alcurs.
Spell it.
He was involved in an escapade in the city of Alcurs.
Oakhurst.
So yes, he was involved in an escapade in the ruins that were located near Oakhurst. Like, you heard that the townspeople had some trouble with some goblins, but he was on another job to go near the ruins, so he ignored their requests for help because he was on another job. In that temple, he found a undead warrior who, after fighting him off, found his treasure hoard, and that's where he received the Crimson Blade.
Oh.
This blade is, he writes down that this blade, when it struck against enemies, it attaches like a leech into the enemy's body and like drains away a bit of more blood, so it does damage after the fact that it hits you. At a game, it would be like you attack, you hit, and then on their turn they take another extra damage unless they make a saving throw.
Like bleed.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, can you just he went to Oakhurst on a mission. He went
to a ruins that were near, like half a day's travel from Oakhurst, and while he was going there, that they were asking him for help with this goblin problem.
Goblins, yeah.
And he denied.
And he went to the temple instead.
To the ruins instead, to like in search of treasure.
Okay. Cool.
So yes. I'm looking at that. Oh, is there a date on these entries?
Yes, there is. This is like a year ago. I couldn't give you an exact date because I haven't wrote it yet.
All right. Saunders is trying to think if like he fell from the sky. He could have done something magical and accidentally did this to himself, or maybe it was an act of revenge. And she's looking for that. Like he was an assassin, possibly.
Oh, so you're like you want like this is like the beginnings of his day. So,
Yeah.
are you searching like the back of the book?
No, she's
Like
going to start
later
from the
entries?
front to get
Okay.
a feel for his writing style. And she's like, okay, people turned to him for help. He refused it. And she wrote, like, she'll be writing in her own notes possible enemies. And she'll write down people of Oakhurst, like that. And she'll put the date that she sees on the page over there, which if you don't know what it is, I'll just say that she knows it. Okay, how much further does she get into the book?
How much further do you want to get into it?
Well, I want to have a normal night's, well, not a normal, but just a night's sleep enough to get going in the morning.
Okay, so, Arona, so how are you splitting up, by the way?
Well, I thought 2 female half-elves in one tent and the 2 guys, Barry and August in the other. So I'll look up and see, probably notice that the tents aren't going, the one tent isn't going up as easily as the first one. I could probably finally sink in, and I'll go give a hand.
Okay, so as you're doing that, let me see. Hold on. Well, wait. Roll me. No, that wouldn't be a roll. Okay, so August, Sanders, Barry, and Arona. You all hear a stick breaking.
From the horses stepping on it?
From in the forest. In the shadows.
Not good. Alright, we all hear it. I'll look around to Barry and say, does this sound familiar to you?
He's looking around like... Just
Me and Barry. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like...
You keep on like...
Did I say the wrong name?
Beginning of your sentence.
Oh, the sound is cutting out, yeah, a little bit.
My tone? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I cutting out?
Just a little bit.
Okay. So, yes, Barry and Arona, Sanders and August all hear a stick of wood break in the forest. Would you like to investigate?
No.
Or are you just...
So I heard that Saunders would look around and ask Barry, and I imagine that me and Barry are just chomping down on this squirrel bit, and I imagine that also that we're sort of leant against like logs, like almost like a backrest, like they only like meet the base of our spine, but we're just really leaning back on them, and then I'll just look over the back of my neck, like upside down, like just look into the forest.
Roll me
Almost
perception check.
not even caring, like just eating. And it's lovely.
Tired.
Alright, roll me
6.
perception check.
15.
Okay, you see some movement.
I see
How
what-
high off the ground is that movement? Like, is it like
So
dog-like? Can you hear us?
Yes, I didn't understand what the question.
Oh, like, if he sees movement, is the movement low to the ground or is it high up? Like, man size, wolf size, moose size?
It's low. August sees like if a movement of something like sneaking around in the forest. He sees like 3 of them.
And I would like spit out a bit of gristle and like just throw the bone into the fire, and I'll put my hand on Barry's chest actually, and just say, I wouldn't even say it. I'd just be like 3, and then I'd look into the forest, and then I'd look over my other shoulder and see Saunders sort of looking through her books, and I would say, and I would sort of give it a little like whistle, but I can't whistle, like
Yeah, she'd be looking at you guys though. Yeah, as soon as she heard
Yeah.
that stick snap, she'd be looking at you guys. Like,
And I'd
what
be
is
like-
that?
And I would just sort of like perimeter, like 3 people, like 3 things at least. I'd be like 3 perimeter, and then I would just sort of slide over the back of the log and grab my staff.
Barry's
and bring
also
it to my.
Barry's
Sorry?
also reaching for one of his short blades, short swords.
And I would use my staff to bring myself to my knees and just sort of move closer, still within the camp, but sort of closer.
Now, out from the forest jumps these about your size large lizards carrying spiky shields, and some of them are with short swords, and some of them, like one of them, 2 of them with short swords, one of them with a club. And roll me initiative.
Yeah.
You got off easy last time.
I say yeah, and then I roll a 3. Can you believe it? Like, I'm so excited to fight something, and I roll a 3.
Oh, the squirrel got stuck in your teeth.
Yeah. So like 6. So I got a 6 initiative.
I got 6 plus 2, so 8.
8. Barry got a... Ooh, Barry gets a 17. No, 18. And Arona gets a 5. So the way this is going to go is Barry's first. Lizard 2. Sanders. August. Lizard 1. Lizard 3. And Verona. So,
Because I saw them first, I would probably cry out. I don't know if I would say this, but I'd get off on my staff and I'd be like, and I would just cry, "Ah, at arms!" And then I would just pull my staff out, like shaking like a shitting dog. Like, I don't know really what to do, but I would try and be cool about it.
Alright.
So, these creatures from the wilderness are, think of like a dragon, like a dragonborn, but green, lizardy, holding like giant turtle shells as shields with spikes on them, and carrying spiked gauntlets with large toenails. Something along the lines, they look like this.
Oh, I got a picture. I love pictures.
Yeah.
I love it when you throw a picture up there.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a
They
picture.
look like this. As soon as it shares.
I said over in Messenger.
See it?
Not yet.
Oh, present
Oh, there it is. Oh.
Oh, okay, cool. You didn't get any. Where are the stats, mate? Can you just scroll around for the
No,
stats?
you're not seeing stats. That's all you get.
I didn't read fast enough. That was good. Alright, they're pretty cool looking. With turtle shells. Alright.
And they go in for the attack. First goes Barry. He charges up with his 2 short swords and strikes at the lizard folk. do.
Very.
And he misses. He slashes with the first sword and slashes with the second sword, and both miss. Next up is lizard number 2, the lizard that he attacked. Lizard number 2 holds up his club and swings down at Barry. Ooh, that hits. That's... Hang on. Should probably actually write these things down. Do, 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 do. Okay. He hits Barry for 1d6 plus 2. 6 damage. And then he bashes his shield into Barry's face. Which he rolls a... Oh, no, he misses that.
Nice. Good.
Barry gets out of the way, so he still takes 6 damage. So Barry has 19 minus 6. Okay, lizard folk. Sanders, your turn.
Great. I think I will have had my quarterstaff beside me as I was sitting, and I will use that and take a swing. Which one's closest to me? Which lizard is closest to me?
Lizard number 3.
Lizard number 3. Okay, so I'm gonna take a swing. I always miss the first one. Okay, so that was a 4, which isn't going to amount to anything, is it? No matter what I throw on there. So say I'll miss that. No, I can add in that flurry of blows stuff. Use a key point and attack unarmed.
Yeah. No, you can attack unarmed as a bonus action, but you can use your key to make more attacks with your flurry blows.
I think flurry of blows is 2 attacks.
Yes. So, yes. What would you like to do?
Okay, I find that one really confusing trying to get in my head. So I'll just say what I want to do, and then you tell me if it's okay. So I'll swing with my staff, and just watch the thing dodge as I put everything into it, and I'll bring the staff around, plant it, let it drop, and go in and attack with my hands.
Yes, that would be your bonus attack.
Okay. 13 plus. Okay, what do I add to that? I add dexterity and proficiency. So that would be 15, 17.
17 hits.
Good. Okay, and then I think it's 1d4 damage. 3. 3 damage.
Okay.
Do I add anything to that?
No. You would add your damage die plus your dexterity mod.
Dexterity. Okay, so it'd be 5.
Okay.
That's good. That was lizard number 2, or number 3?
Number 3. Okay. So, August, your turn.
Okay. So as I was getting myself up with my staff, I feel like I would almost be frozen in fear at these huge lizard creatures with armor and shields and weapons. It would be quite scary to me. So everyone at Saunders and Barry would jump on these creatures first, and as they were doing so, even though I was holding the staff in both hands, one of my hands would just almost shakily, without my command, would reach into my pocket and grab a lock of hair. It would pull out. I would be shocked, almost like electrocuted, and grab my staff, and then I would just run with my staff pointed at lizard number 1, and I would just try and put my staff through lizard number 1, almost like I was jousting. So,
Okay.
what's that?
So, the braid of hair gives you a +3 to your attacks.
Oh, nice.
Hello?
Yes. What?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I did.
Oh no, yeah. So I rolled a 7.
Okay, 7 plus. Do you not add anything else to that?
Oh no, I rolled as 2, so I got a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
bad.
Then you would miss your attack.
Okay.
Like,
So I
you would run
imagine. Sorry.
So he would just like move out of the way.
So you move out of the way, and I imagine that I would. So I'd be trying to joust him, and then my staff would. I would go past him. My staff would stick into the floor, and I would use my staff to push into him and try and flying kick him.
Okay. On our attack, go.
17. 22.
22 hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think that's a D6. No, D4. 7 damage. Rolled a 4. So 7 damage. So yeah, I would just I would miss, I'd be frustrated, and then I would just throw myself into him with my foot and hit him around the jaw. And probably land in front of him.
Lizard number 1 taking that attack will lift up his scimitar and slice at you with a 8 plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 versus your AC. Misses.
So I just fainted.
And with that, he tries to smash his spiked shield at you.
I would use my staff to deflect it.
And as he uses his shield to attack you, you use your staff to deflect it. Because he also missed with less than he had. Now, lizard number 3 will slice at Sanders. And 8 would miss your AC. And then he's going to use his spiked shield. 10 versus your AC?
Miss.
Okay. Both attacks miss.
Cool.
Arona. Hold on. Arona's going to, from her tent, fire with her slingshot at lizard number 3. Ooh, these rolls are just getting lower and lower. If my next roll's a 1, it's because I just rolled a 2.
The dice are deteriorating.
So she fires and she misses lizard number 3. Back top of the order, Barry is going to run in and strike down at lizard number 1. And as he's doing that, he's going to wonder why his alarm didn't go off.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to miss with a 5 and a 1. Lizard number 2 is going to strike at Sanders. Wait. No. I'm confused. Okay. Barry's attacking lizard number 1. Right?
Yeah. No, Barry's attacking number 2. I'm attacking number 1.
Okay. So,
Alright,
yeah. Lizard number 2 is going to lift
No,
up.
I'm sorry. That's right. August is attacking number 1. I'm attacking number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barry's number 2.
The lizard number 2 is going to lift up his club and smash down on Barry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 versus AC, and it doesn't hit.
Oh, good.
Then he's going to smash his spiked shield at him, and he's going to miss.
Needed that.
Sanders, your turn.
Great. So I'm going to feel more comfortable with my short sword, I'll pick it up and go ahead and swing at the little dragon in front of me. And 18 base plus 2 is 20 plus 2 is 22.
22 hits.
And the short sword is 1d6. Plus 2. I got a 3 plus a 2, so that would be a 5.
Five.
Right? Yeah.
This creature is down on one knee.
Good.
August, your turn.
So the lizard creature tries to bash his shield at me. I feint. He throws his scimitar at me. I duck, and then with that, I bring my staff, two-handed, up into his jaw. Initially, 15.
15 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. That's 10 damage.
Oh,
Why are you complaining about being so low?
yeah, that's.
All right. This the creature will get down on one knee after taking that attack.
And as he falls to one knee, I will just roundhouse kick him
Okay.
in the face. Nine.
9. You kick the lizard so hard he falls to the ground, passes out.
Sweet. And then I would, so as I kick him, I would just spin and look behind me, and I would notice that Saunders has one of the lizard creatures down, and then I would just look to see who was in the greatest need of help next.
And lizard number 1 is out of combat. Lizard number 3 is going to attack Sanders. 15, 14, 15, 16, 17 versus your AC.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Scimitar strike.
Mm.
5 damage.
Okay. Ouch.
Then he's going to bash his shield into you.
Oh, this evil creature. All right.
12 versus your AC.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. So the slash of his attack pushes you back a little, so his shield will not bash in.
Good.
Arona is going to fire her slingshot. And she's going to hit this creature in the eye,
Ouch.
giving the creature disadvantage. And also giving the creature...
Nice.
Oh, 2 damage.
Okay, so that's the one very. It's got disadvantage now.
Well, she's helping Sanders. No.
Oh, is she doing mine?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Barry's turn. Barry, redeem yourself. 2 short sword attacks. Ooh, wait, hold on. Let me just... I'm so close to making them both hit. I just want to be sure. Yes! Okay. He slashes both his short swords into the lizard. And that deals a total amount of 2d6 plus 8.
It's 8.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 damage to lizard number 2. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay,
Nice.
this lizard is down on one knee. Sanders, your turn. Oh, wait, no. Lizard number 2's turn. Lizard number 2 taking that attack. Will slash at Barry. 18 to attack, and it hits Barry. It's gonna club Barry in the face with 4 damage.
Oh, he's not doing well.
13 minus 4. It's 9. And he's going to try to stab him with his spiked shield. 16 to hit, and it hits Barry. Spiked shield down. 1d6 plus 2. 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. 9 minus 7.
Holy shit!
So, Barry's not looking good.
No.
Barry's on the ground. He's not knocked out, but he's on one knee. Sanders, your turn.
Okay. So the thing in front of me, it's still alive, right? Not really?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. It's just
Okay.
blinded in one eye.
I'm going to, I think at this point, try and finish it off. So I'll bring my sword down hard, right at where the shoulder and the neck are. And I get 6. I can't stand that. Which is plus 2 plus 2. Well, it'll be a 10 to hit, so that's not going to hit, is it?
Nope. It's going to be a miss.
All right, so it just kind of slides off his leathery scales. So I'll and I can only use 1 bonus attack per turn, or
Per
how does that
turn,
work?
yes.
So I could
Every
use
turn.
this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do one unarmed strike at him again. That's another 6. So obviously I just totally miss, stumbling all over the
That's
ground,
a miss.
shrieking out. That was an embarrassing miss.
All right. August, your turn.
Okay, so seeing all of this, I'll be on one knee with my staff in one hand, and I pull myself up. So I would look to see who was in the most danger, and I would see that Saunders, after a couple of misses, she probably needs help, and I would attempt to throw a dart at the lizard creature.
Do it.
Gonna. Is it within 20 feet of me?
No, you're close.
Close enough? Oh, mate. That's a natural 20.
They're close enough.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Yeah. So how do I do that?
Great. So it would be full damage, then plus plus your damage dice. So your damage dice, full damage dice, and then your damage dice. Does that
So
make
it's
sense?
full damage, so it's 4 plus my 3, so it's 7
Yes.
plus
So it's
damage,
7 damage, plus
7.
your
just my dice.
plus your d4, just your d4.
9 damage.
This is a killing. This is a killing blow. How would you like to describe it?
Okay, so as Saunders is like, she swings her sword, misses, and then I imagine she like her unarmed strike is like a knee, and so she brings her knee up into the face of this lizard creature, and I can just see a gap in between her calf and her top of her leg, whatever it's called, and I would just throw my dart through that gap into its mouth. So it would go into its mouth and come out the back of its head.
Ah.
Yeah, it's
And
a
this
Skewered.
creature will fall over dead.
Lizard on a skewer.
And is that everyone dead?
Nope. Arona's turn. She's going to focus her attention on Barry's lizard. And
Shit,
fire.
everyone's dead.
Arona hits. Doing before. She's going to fire her slingshot into the. She's gonna fire the slingshot bullet into the lizard's ear, and it's just gonna go inside, and he's just gonna fall to the ground, dead.
Okay.
So, combat over.
Nice. So, lizard number 1, he's unconscious, but not dead, right?
Nope, he's also dead.
Oh, they're all dead. All right.
Yep.
Goodbye, lizards. Whew. I'll stagger up. I've got a few hit points there down, and I'll look over at Barry, who's obviously in really bad shape. Is he in need of stabilizing or anything?
No, he's not bleeding out. He's just down. He just lost a lot of hit points. He started from 19 all the way to 2.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he got some massive.
So I would run to Aruna. I'll probably drop my weapons, my staff, and I would run to Aruna and I would just grab her by the shoulders. You okay? You okay?
She looks confused. You're like, yeah, I'm fine. Why?
And I would just look her in the eye and say, just take some water. If you
She's
can.
all right. She didn't get hit.
No, but if take some water, if you can, just walk around the camp, make sure we're not being watched, and then I would run. I'd be quite frantic at this point. I would run towards Barry and Saunders, and I would slide and just grab Barry, getting out, and I would just shake him. Just Barry, you okay?
Well, first off, Arona will blush because you're taking such interest in her, even though she wasn't hurt throughout the whole battle.
I love Aruna. She's pretty.
And then,
Doing it so that, like, if she was okay, she could be the one to check around the camp. Because obviously Barry's down, and I got hit pretty hard too.
so she's like, at first she's like red, and then she's like, oh, right, okay, yeah. And then she's like, looks around the camp.
How's Barry?
Barry's like catching his breath, like, okay, I might have been a little distracted. This was a harder fight than I thought it would be.
And I imagine he's on the floor, like laid down, sort of bleeding from a few areas. I don't know how bad it is, but
He's more like on one knee, just trying to catch his breath.
okay. So I would say to Saunders, do you know of any herbs that can? Could you collect any herbs that would just sort of heal this quicker? Maybe you can find something in the woods.
Yeah, I've actually
In
got
the
some in my
forest.
bags, but we've got those two bottles of healing potions.
Yeah, we don't use them.
So,
Yeah, and maybe we can have a rest. We haven't done a rest yet. I says, yeah, I'll put some
at your
stuff
long
on.
rest, at your long rest, he would spend a healing die.
Okay, so.
Yeah, we would definitely do that.
That makes sense. That's more economical.
Or hit die, I mean.
So I'll put some mosses and stuff on his wounds to take some of the bruising out, and make sure he's settled. And as I'm doing that, I'll ask him, like, I thought you said you put, a guard around the camp.
He's like, yeah, I did. Wow, I mean, I put it on one side. Like, I only have one alarm spell. Was odd.
No, but no, Barry, it's not your fault. I mean, no one could have expected this.
Where would they come from? Can they come up out of the ground? Like if you put them on the side that's open to the woods, are these creatures coming up from caves?
Yeah, do we know anything about these creatures?
We don't even know their names. They're not kobolds, right?
Nope, you wouldn't know much about these creatures at all.
Okay.
Unless you want to do a nature check.
I will.
I wouldn't, but Saunders knows about stuff because he reads.
Yeah, because I just got family coming home. I'm like, are you gonna come down? Hold on. 2. No, these are exotic creatures to me.
She's like,
No
whoa,
idea.
man, so cute.
Yeah. Just
So,
so marvelously needed.
We'll probably, after the commotion, just sort of, we wouldn't be able to bandage Barry, but we'd be able to at least like put some leaves over and like strap the leaves over his wounds and just like sort of set him in bed.
Okay.
We would all
Comfortable.
probably snuff out the fire, and one of us would keep watch, and while the others slept, and we'd sort of do like rotations throughout the night until the morning. And I would take first watch.
All right, I was about to ask who wants to take first watch. So.
Okay, so I would take first watch. I didn't get hit, so I'm fine.
So. It's gonna be a calming night. Is there anything you would like to do while you're taking watch?
Me?
Yeah.
August would be, but August would climb a tree, an advantageous tree, not high up, but just sort of, first level, and just sit in the tree and look out. And he would untie one of his bandages, and underneath you would see almost like a brand. And he would take out a knife and light a candle, and he would be heating up his small blade. It's almost like a knife just to eat food with. It's not a weapon, and he would heat that up, and he would start carving into his forearm. And you would notice that it's not self-harming. It's like it's like a tattoo, like a brand, but he doesn't know any other way. He would just sort of, and it would be like a V, and there would be 3 dots in between the V, and that's what he'd be doing while he was watching out.
Okay. Wasn't sure if you guys do know this, but for magical items, to find out what they do and to attune yourself to them, you would like experiment with them while you're resting up and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was like
I didn't know that you had to say that you did that.
Yeah, that would be like something you would spend your time doing to find out what their property would be, unless someone actively is telling you what the things do.
No,
Like
I
what
didn't
you-
know that. So that's good.
Okay, so knowing that information, he would spend a couple of hours during the night doing that with his arm, and then he'd bandage himself up, and then it would be all quiet. Everyone would be sleeping. I couldn't see anything, to worry about. It would just be sort of the crickets in the field, in the forest. And I would reach into my bag and pull out the crystal with the eye on it,
Oh yeah.
and I would just look at it, and I would just stare at it for about an hour. I would look over it, and I would feel it, and yeah.
All right. So spending your night with that until next watch, you would learn, like when you put it next up to your eye, you could actually see better in the dark, and you could actually see a bit like farther into the night. At a game, this gives you dark vision and advantage on perception checks.
Oh,
Any
nice.
perception checks.
Any perception checks, like you would when you roll a perception check, you get advantage on it when you're using
what?
it.
I need to hold it and use it, right?
Yeah, like you have to take it out of your pocket and like put it in front of your eye to look out.
So cool. Okay, that's what I'm doing. And yeah,
We need that. Definitely need something.
Okay. Yeah. So next watch would be either Barry or Sanders.
Oh
Or
no, I'll take it. Barry needs to sleep.
okay. So you're saying that Barry would go last?
I don't think we need it. We'll just extend our own watches and let him get completely rested. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Saunders will take.
All right, Sanders. What would you like to do tonight, other than watch? I'm gonna tell you guys now that nothing else is gonna happen during the night. I didn't roll high enough.
Okay, well, she won't know that. So she knows that she has a tendency to overfocus when she's studying. And she wants to be aware of things in the wood. So she will not take out the anything that she can read. I'm seeing if she has a trinket and she does have something to read, so forget that. And she'll just, like kind of clean up around camp a bit, moving quietly and checking on Barry every once in a while. And that's it.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just read this little thing. Ah, here it is. Oh, okay. So, yeah, if you don't want to spend time doing any extra things, then it would be Arona's turn, and she would be the last shift. As during her night, she's messing around with the shield pendant that she took from the wizard's possessions,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and she like taps it, and when she feels like the spark of energy, she jumps like, oh, cool. And so yeah, she like smiles and it's like writing in her notes, and it's just watching the night, and nothing eventful happens. So you wake up in the morning. Barry's feeling better. Isn't bleeding out like last time. Yeah.
And I'll be healed up. And I've taken one of my hit dice, right?
Yes, you can spend a hit dice.
And then when do I get that hit dice back?
You would get it. You would spend it before you go to sleep, and then when you wake up, you would get it back.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. That's easy. Very refreshed then. I'll start breakfast, making it a quick one because just want to get going, and start passing out the food and unassembling the tents. Noticing that the second tent was not put up quite right, I'll make a note to self to work on that next night if it's needed, and get the ponies packed.
Arona. Arona's going to check up on Barry, and like every once in a while, like does something else, and then looks back at Barry. Like she looks away from Barry for a second, looks at someone else, and then looks back at Barry.
As if something's wrong with them?
If you're asking her that, she was like, no, he seems to be doing better. And like Barry like shrugs it off, like, yeah, I'm doing fine, guys. Come on, it's okay. We can do this. So yeah, Barry's fine.
Do I notice anything odd with Arona? Is she behaving kind of odd?
Not necessarily. odd. She just is. No, not really. Nothing
Okay.
really odd. She's being her shy self.
Oh, alrighty. Maybe she's just trying to be tactful when she's checking on him. So
Yeah.
I'll, if we're all ready, if we've eaten and everything, I'll
So yeah,
suggest.
So after you finish eating, I'm assuming you're gonna go off.
Yeah. So I'll stir the
And
fire. Yeah.
you're leaving around 6 a.m. You would get to Shroudmoor or the gates of Shroudmoor at around 10ish. And with that, would you like to take a break? Because it's 5:22. I think we've been playing for 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 3 hours now. Would you like to take...
I'm cool with whatever. I mean, if you want to take a 10-minute break, that's fine.
Alright, 10-minute break is fine.
I'm going to sit here in front of the computer anyway.
Or
Okay.
if no one needs to take a break, keep going.
Actually, alright. Yeah, I got settled.
Alright, so you reach the gate of Shroudmoor. Barry is just... You get a slight smile, like, you're like, yeah, we made it. It sucks that we have to be here and for other reasons. Pulls up to the gate, and one of the guards walks in and like, state your business here. Yeah, Barry just like takes out a little emblem, but he like dusts it off of like, here to see one of the guilds. One of my friends has been murdered, and I'm here to investigate. The guardsmen go like, aye, all right, move on. So you're all entering a city. It has stone walls reaching up 20 feet high. Every home and shop you see is either made of clay and stone, or a mixture of wood and stone. This city seems to be located near an open river that every once in a while you would see like trading boats sailing down the river or up the river. And then it would go, like the river that you were following connects to a split in the river and then leads another one northwest.
Okay.
And then another one, and it's leading southeast. Like, this is a long river.
And so this town is set in between a couple of rivers, or?
It's set between two rivers, the one you were following down here and another one.
So there's sort of water on two sides.
Yes. You would... I'm going to send you a picture.
Okay.
On Facebook. As soon as it comes up. Alright. Or it's not going to come up. And I'm just going to sit here and wait. Okay, never mind. It came up.
Stubborn thing.
There it is.
No.
The red line is the line you were traveling.
Oh, okay.
You can just
Oh, I see. Right.
Oh, what? It's on Facebook. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
That's the
I can
traveling.
look back at it, yeah.
Now, you see a couple of shops here and there. You see the local tavern. You'd see the local tavern known as the Seven Sheeps. The Seven Sheeps Inn. You would see the Witch's Brew. You would see the Pin Sword. And it seems Barry's heading towards a guild known as the Bearwood. Like, Well, he helps you leave the horses at the stable,
Okay.
and he pays off the fee for the horses staying here. And he's like leading you towards town. Is there anything you would like to do before you get to the guild?
I would like to. What sort of? I mean, August lived pretty much on the street. He was very accustomed to goings on, sort of the vibe, whether there was danger or whether it was safe to walk around. What sort of vibe does he get from this part of the city, at least?
In this part of the city, you see like it's a community mostly. Like people walk around, talk to people. You're not getting to you're not getting the vibe that there's like hidden agendas from each person you're walking by.
So it's kind of almost friendly, sort of.
Yeah, you're getting a friendly vibe, like people minding their own business, doing stuff that normal people do, shopping around, walking around.
Okay.
Arona's like looking from side of like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Sanders, is there anything you like to do?
She's watching her companions, and she's kind of naive. I think the character Saunders in some ways, but she's done a little bit of traveling, so going into new towns isn't really, new for her, and she's kind of amused by it, watching their expressions. And so she says, "Do you want to do a bit of shopping, Arona, after we're settled in, and see what we got in the shops?"
Oh, that would be lovely. Okay, we can do that.
All right, then she'll turn to Barry and say, is your guild will it give us a room for our stay, or do we need to set up in the inn first?"
Well, only guild members can sleep in the guild. I guess you would have to set up a room in the inns.
Okay. Do you have
I don't even know if they'll let me stay in the guild.
Because you've been away, so that's all right. Why don't you point me to the inn, and I'll get us a room or two. And
well, the inn and tavern is the Seven Sheeps Inn, where you can get your drinks, and they have bedrooms upstairs.
Alrighty.
If you want like quiet sleep, down the block, down the block, go left, and down a couple of streets, you would find the Silent Barmaid. That one's the quietest inn I've ever slept in.
What's the prices like on those?
It's been a long time since I've been here. Actually, I wouldn't really know. I think the Seven Sheeps is pretty. It's pretty normal priced, like 5 gold for the night.
I forgot that. Well, got a little bit, I guess. Okay.
I think the silent right. I think the Silent Barmaid she charges a bit more, like 8 gold. But it's like guaranteed that you can sleep the whole night because every patron there is a silent type.
Tempting. And then I'm trying to think how, okay, maybe I'll go look at the size of the rooms and how many beds, because if you can get one large room, that would be cheaper, or if we have to get 2 small rooms, it might not be cheaper at all. So I'll head towards an inn, I think. I'll try the Seven Sheep and see what the prices are, and
I would follow, of course.
Okay.
And Arona will follow you, so I'm guessing Barry's gonna go by himself to the guild and just ask around for things.
Yeah, and then he can get back to us with what he finds out.
Okay.
Maybe Arona would go with him.
Well, mostly Arona would follow you guys.
Okay.
Unless you tell her to go with Barry.
She's not my girlfriend.
No, totally not.
She does what she's told. Okay, so when I get to the Seven Sheaves, I'll ask to look at the rooms, the size of them, and what do I see?
Um, just I didn't think I told you in the beginning. Wasn't sure. The economy, I thought it would just make it easier. Everything was just like you pay with gold. Like everything's a gold coins.
Yeah,
So we don't have to deal with silver and copper and all those.
yeah,
I was just letting you know. Like
okay,
the common currency is gold. Like gold coins.
sure, okay, yeah, for simplification.
Yeah. Just wanted to let you know. So, you wanted to go to Seven Sheeps.
I'll take a look at, yeah. Does it look like we could fit all four of us in one room?
Um it's be like two with Seven Sheeps in as you walk in the owner uh Estella is she welcomes you like welcome to the Seven Chiefs Inn. Thank you for coming in. You said you wanted to see the rooms.
Yeah, I said we've got a small party, but I just want to see if we're going to fit or not. You know, we might be an inconvenience to you.
Oh, that's fine. It's most of our rooms are like two beds each. Some our more bigger rooms hold up to five. If that's okay with you.
How much is one of the big rooms per night?
Mm, well, we usually charge 5 gold per night for the normal rooms. So I think the bigger rooms I would charge like 7, 6. Is that okay?
6 gold per night for the big room?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, take that.
I'm looking at the other two, and I'm thinking that sounds reasonable to me. I just have to make one more stop, and then to make sure that I've got what we're meant to get. Thank you, Estella. And then I'll head off to the Silent Barmaid to check that one out.
All right. As you walk into the Silent Barmaid, you lose your voice. A spell is cast on everyone that walks into the bar, creating a silent atmosphere.
That's so cool.
Yes, that is cool.
Like you see one of the barmaids like serving a drink, and they all nod to each other. The only way to talk to people in this bar is you have to physically think you're talking to them, and then your voice just comes out, and only you two can hear each other.
What is the atmosphere? I mean, I know there's not really much
quiet.
atmosphere about sound, but I mean, are people at the table sort of clinking glasses and playing cards and playing chess and
Yeah.
are they is there music without any
Oh, there's no
sound, or
music.
is it
A bard would hate this place.
very jolly, or is it very everyone's just sat there drinking their drinks?
Okay. Imagine you go into like a fancy party and everyone's just like sitting down and it's like all quietly talking or like clinking glass and stuff like that. It's that
Yeah.
kind of atmosphere you're feeling, but it doesn't look like it. It's more like people are talking to each other. Like people, there would be people shouting in the back, but they're not
Yeah.
shouting. There would be like people like playing cards. So like old man's talking about some kind of a big event that he's just waving his arms around to these people,
Cool.
but you wouldn't hear anything. It's all silent.
I'd say absolutely intriguing, but a bit of a nuisance. I don't think I'd even want to look at a room. I think it would get in the way of anything we wanted to discuss.
I would
I-
I would look at Saunders and I would be like, And if she concentrated enough, she would hear, like, I've got to go try my luck with those guys at the bar, those guys in the back.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
But it would be like, are you going to be okay? Like, you're going to be, just 10 minutes. I'll be fine.
And I'd be thinking, I want to go back to the other place. I'd want to go back to the other place and say, yeah, we'd better go.
If she says that to me silently, I'll be like, that's cool. 10 minutes, I'll be there. It's fine. Get me a room.
I got
that. Give me some money.
It is so funny. Yeah. I'll look to the barmaid and say, can we look at a room, like the size of the rooms, and can you tell me the prices? Kill 10 minutes.
Gives you a smile and goes like, and gives you a nod. She doesn't really speak to you, more like she just gestures and makes her way to the rooms and signals you to follow her.
Okay, I follow.
As she shows you the rooms, it's like these are 3 beds inside this room. Like these are the commons. This is the common rooms. But she doesn't say it. She's like, she just waves her hand like these are. Yeah. There's 3 beds in this room, and then then she like walks you further down the hall, because all rooms are like 3. Down the hall, there's like 6 beds in one room.
Look at that one, and I'll think after how much for this one.
Which one?
The large 6 bed.
She holds up like 5 fingers in one hand and 5 fingers in the other.
Okay. I thank her and I look at Arona and I just shake my head like, this isn't going to work out for us. So I'll go back to the bar and I'll order some tea for us while we wait.
One of the barmaids.
I would not be at the bar.
He'd be gone.
I would be in the back, hustling some silent pictures.
I pull up my notes, like if the barmaid took my order, I'd pull up my notes while I waited for that to arrive and start going over the journal again.
Yeah, so I would be. Oh, it's muted.
Oh, you are. Yeah, Paul. You've been silenced. Think of us. Think of our names.
Oh, hello. Sorry. I completely forgot. I forgot how this place works, man. You know how it is. It's so quiet in here.
You gotta look at us and concentrate.
Sorry. It's really hard when you're like looking at pictures.
That's funny.
So the bar. Did you hear? You didn't hear me because I was muted. Did you roll? August, roll me a performance check. And Sanders,
18.
He's dead then.
So think of it as a saving throw. You would 10 and above, you would win some money. 9 and below, you would lose money.
Yeah, so I would in the back, I would arrive at someone's table and just be like, and I would pull out a wooden carved D20, and I would say, and I would show them the 10, and I would point up and I'd say above.
And then you would hear voices like inside your head, like I understand.
What are you gonna do?
You would hear like voices inside your head, like I understand. Like
I would just like pull out 5 gold coins and put it on the table, and then whoever else would do.
Like they each put in 1 gold coin. That's how they want to start all. Like.
Oh. Okay.
And then, like, they all like see like You put in 1 gold coin. No, come on, man, put in more. Like, no, I got it. No, that's fine. 1 gold. Then you see one of them like, all right, I'll put 5 gold coins. I'm in the game. Then you're like, okay, fine, I'll put 5. And
So apparently I would win that round.
Well, that depends. You would have to roll for each one.
Every coin?
No, for every player you're playing. You like.
Oh no! So the performance was just for me to make them trust me, the idiots. Okay.
So now
cool.
you would roll normal dice without adding performance. Luck of the draw for each person.
Cool.
And then
16.
You would pass. You won one.
18.
You won another.
12.
You won the other one.
So any more left?
3.
Oh, brilliant! So I rolled a 3 on my last one. Okay, so I would scoop up the cash. I would flick it. I would flick all 3 coins in one thumb and catch them, put them in my pocket, and I'd say, and I would walk away.
And like one of them grabs your shoulder, like, and he's like showing you one finger, like one more.
And I'd be like, ugh. And then I would, so without speaking, I would be trying to up the ante. So like do 2 gold coins a flip.
And I'm like, okay, 2 gold coins.
And so there would be 3 of them. So I would roll a 12.
Okay.
A 6.
Now you lose that one.
And an 8.
And you lose that one. You just lost 4 gold. But you gained 2.
Okay, so overall I'm up 1, 2. There's 3 of them, is there?
Yep.
So I'm up 5 gold. And so again, I'd be happy as Larry, and I'd be like,
you would see them all laughing, but no sounds are coming out, and you're like, all right, well I'm done for the day. Thanks, guys.
Like, thank you very much. And I would walk away, and I'll probably bump into Saunders at the bar, talking to the bar.
All right, Sanders, what would you doing this whole time?
I'd be looking through the journal, and I would have had a few minutes to read a few more pages. Would I notice? Would I have any more info on this guy?
You would learn that he kept most of his money on his person. Like he spent his earnings to buy a bag of holding, and then he would stitch new pockets in his bag of holding to hold other things, to hide things in. But he would hide most of his money in a single pouch, and then had another half of his money inside the bag of holding.
Ooh. So that means there's twice as much money in there somewhere.
Maybe.
Interesting.
These are his early days.
Okay, so I'll put that down and finish the tea. I'll see August coming up, and I'll nudge Arona to see if she's ready to go.
She's actually been trying to talk to you this whole time, but no voice has been coming out, and she's not sure how this place would work. Just like moving her mouth over and over again, and like after a while she got frustrated and stopped, and then after she ordered something, the barmaid actually understood her. She was like, oh, and then she's like looking at Sanders, and then she realized that the whole reason why you weren't paying attention to her is because you were reading.
Poor Arona.
Because the only way to accept the voice is the person has to acknowledge that you're talking to them.
There's some advantages to this. That would like the place to go if you've got roguish plans on the go. Okay, so I'll stand up and put the stuff back in the bag, and my bag. And, motion to the guys to go outside. And when we get outside, I'll say, okay, I definitely don't want to stay here. Let's go back to...
No, because you guys can't hear me. What was that about?
It was
And,
just awful.
and August would be like chatting shit basically all the way until the door opened. Then all we would hear was like blah 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 blah. I just won 5 gold. These guys duckers in the back. And look at this money I've made us. Even though we've got so much more than 5 gold. 5 gold is like very little to us, but I'd be so happy. Like, you see it? You see it? And I'd put it in my pouch. So we didn't want to stay there.
No,
Right?
that's new places, new faces. Let's go back to the 6 sheep and grab that one room.
7 sheep. You missed a sheep. You
Oh,
lost a
I
sheep.
lost a sheep already. 6 sheep. Oh, I have a true life story about 6 sheep. I'll have to tell you sometime.
It's a 7 sheep, isn't it? 7
It's
sheep.
Yeah,
7
7
sheep.
sheep.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll
cool.
go back there and grab the room, and then I guess we can wait for Barry, or we could make our way to his guild if we knew where it was. Is it safe to leave our stuff there?
Sorry, I was
You did.
coughing.
No.
Yeah, you could leave your stuff in the tavern inn thing.
Okay.
I probably
Um,
wouldn't leave anything in there because everything's in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
And you just stuff everything in there, like, yeah, okay, it's safe.
Well, yeah, well, my staff's like on my back, and
Oh,
that's pretty much all I
yeah.
have. My darts are in my pouches behind my cloak.
And I'll say to August and Arona, as I watch you putting stuff in the bags, oh, the journal mentioned, this money this guy had a habit of putting everything he owned in this bag, and he'd split it up, so there should be possibly another bag of money in there equal to the amount that we found already.
And so you would say this as we were walking towards the guild,
Quietly, yes.
and I would shoulder up against you and just pull my bag in between us both as we were walking, and I would, for the first time probably, look at it properly, and I would notice that there was pouches, 3 or 4.
No, you noticed it before.
Okay, so I would look down and there would be 3 or 4 pouches on the front with like belt buckles, leather straps, and I would, like the first one closest to me, I would unbuckle and just put my hand. I'd have to cram it in because it wouldn't be very big. I'd have to cram it in and I'd just pull out. I mean, what do I pull out?
You feel a thin piece of paper, and as you pull it out, it's a receipt for it seems to be like he asked a blacksmith to craft him these special gauntlets. It just says a receipt for shadow gauntlets.
Okay.
Oh.
And I would show that to Saunders, obviously, and then I would probably on the way to the guild, I would probably open all 4 of the pouches one by one. So the second one I'd open up and I'd pull out something, maybe worth, or I don't know.
You pull out a dagger that its blade seems to be translucent.
Wow.
Okay, I would. So I would look at that, and would I notice anything about it when I put it out? I probably wouldn't examine it fully. I'd just look at it and be like, oh, that's cool.
You're
and
pulling it
sheath
out,
it.
and it's like a dagger, but as you're looking at the blade, it's like you could see through it. And it's confusing that how it's translucent that you can see right through the blade. Like the hilt is fine. You could hold it, seems normal, but you poke your finger through the blade and it just goes in.
Mhm.
But as you pull it out, you just feel like it cuts you a bit, and like, ow.
Oh yeah, so I would totally just like cut my finger and suck the blood out and look at it, and I wouldn't even see the blade almost. I would almost just see straight through it on the couple floors, and I would just put it into my belt, and then the next one. I don't want to be too metagaming about it, but I just want to open all of the pouches.
That's fine. That's why they're there. So, this last pouch, as you're looking through it, it's another it's another blacksmith receipt, but this one, you spot the name that it says Shroudmore on it, and it's a receipt like same as the other one. The other one was a pickup receipt, and this one was also a pickup receipt. It says what was it again? Oh, electro knives.
So as a pickup receipt, it's something that hasn't been cashed in yet?
No, it's like, for a blacksmith, you would like tell them you want this thing, you would pay them, you would give them materials, and they would tell you come back and how long of time it would take for this item to be ready.
Right.
So you like leave the place, and after some events or adventures, you would come back and your item would be ready.
Yeah, so but that means since he still has the receipt, that they have not been claimed?
They have not been claimed yet.
Cool.
And with the receipts and things, I would definitely hand them to Saunders, like, because I don't really understand that sort of thing. It would be like gibberish to me.
And I'd say, you might be able to find out more about this fellow by picking up these items if we're around Shadow Gauntlets, Electro Knives, is it? This is just strange stuff. We don't, I don't want to prioritize this, but definitely worth looking into a little bit later on. So I'll put that with the journal, where he's put his notes in. I'll put those at the top.
You've got a lot of parchment.
I always do.
Really sorry.
Dude has stuff for days.
Yeah. But I mean, I would look at it and be like, I hereby blah blah blah. Take money blah 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 to craft this blah blah blah, and it'd be like, I'd read it and be like, oh, I'm so bored. I just can't. Like, the words would be too long, and they'd have too many flicks and little accents, and I'd just.
All right, I don't care anymore. All right, that's cool.
And so I'm just looking at it like,
is it money?
Oh, look at the handwriting.
Yeah, exactly,
and I'll bet this school, and he used this kind of a pen nib, and yeah.
So,
be fascinated.
The cool dagger, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. But paper, I don't understand it.
Now
we didn't get receipts on the streets.
What was that?
We didn't get receipts on the streets.
Oh, you didn't? Paid in blood. Yeah, Saunders would feel very comfortable with reading that, so she'll take those. That sounded just like a zombie from Minecraft.
No, I don't.
So, you guys are going to the guild, right? To meet up with Barry.
Yeah.
All right.
Was that the last pocket on the pouch?
As far as you know, yeah.
Cool. Good. So we go to the guild.
So as you walk in, it seems to be like a bit crowded. What you notice is that there's a lot of no, wait, hold on. But you notice that there's this pungent smell in this guild. The smell like the outside, sweat, dirt. Lots like naturey, but also like wouldn't say manly smell, but it's like a smell of work or like people that haven't showered in a bit.
Sandalwood. Okay. So I'll look around. Do I see anybody that looks like they might be, someone who would give us information, a receptionist, or just like someone that would answer a stranger's questions?
Okay, yeah, there's a receptionist. There's this girl that seems to be like in a bubble.
Okay.
Can we ask where Barry is?
Yeah.
So as you enter her little bubble, there's like a breath of fresh air in her little bubble, and like her bubble area. It's not like she's like sitting in a actual bubble. It's just like you enter this room, and this room just feels fresh and clean. Like it's different from the outside. And she's like, "Hello, my name is River Lily. May I ask what you would wish to do here today?"
Thank you, River Lily. We are looking for a friend of ours who came in earlier, I believe. His name's Barry. He's a halfling adventurer type. Have you seen him?
She's going through some notes like Barry. Ah, Barry Bushwood. Yes, he's came to see the guildmaster. He should be upstairs to your left. And
Okay.
be sure to knock. The guildmaster likes to keep things private when the doors are closed.
Oh, of course. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a nice day.
I'll tug on Arona's sleeve and head in the direction that River Lily pointed us.
Okay. As you head your way upstairs, the doors seem to be closed.
Right.
And
I'll step forward and knock on the door lightly.
come on!
Oh. Alright, so I'll push the door open and nod at Arona and August to go on in, and I'll step through.
As you walk inside, there's this stout man. If you could picture a hairy man, man would be it. Covered from head to toe. He has like his leather armor seems to be made out of like different leaves that seem to protect him. A long cloak and a quiver always on the side. He's like hair on his arms, hair on his face, hair on his head. This man is like the hairiest of hairy men.
A Yeti. A Sasquatch of a man.
Is he a dwarf?
No.
No.
Man.
That's a good guess, though, isn't it? I'll
He's a
be
manly man.
taken aback, and
He extends his hairy hand to you like, Owl.
Owl, good to meet you.
Yes. Sir Owl, if you like.
Sir Owl. I'll be looking around for Barry at this point, too.
Yeah, you also see like Barry like hunched over on a chair reading all these papers that he seems to have been handed, and he's just reading through them.
Oh, interesting. So I'll say, I'm Saunders Sandstone, and these are my friends. We are traveling companions of Barry, and have come here to help, I hope, with his project here.
Oh, any friend of Bear's a friend of mine, and he gives you and Arona a big bear hug.
I think she would laugh. I think Saunders would burst out laughing, because it's so different from the monks. The monastery.
Arona's like, ha 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 ha.
She's nervous.
She's not laughing, but she's seeing you laugh, and she's like nervously laughing.
Like, oh yeah, maybe this is what we do. She's like, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it.
I don't like this. No like. But touch.
I'll
And then he sees August, and he's like, the boy. I heard about you. Come here. And he just like puts his arm around you, like pulls you in.
And I feel like a child when he does this. I feel like a kid being bear hugged by his uncle and just nuggied. And I'm just sort of like, oh, get off me, Dad. Like, and when I finally get away from him and just sort of brush myself off, like, you know, I'm a monk. I'm proper.
Like.
Yeah, exactly that. And I sort of stand up and um, I say, um, Barry has been to see.
What was that?
Oh, you.
Barry has been to see you. I understand.
Ah, yes. He. We sent word out that his friend Seymour seems to have been murdered. Actually, I'm very sad to say. We found him in the woods. I'm surprised that you didn't come across anything dangerous. He's
Oh,
that.
we
Is
did.
that?
We
Oh,
did.
really? Did you see the
Yes.
creatures?
And I'll, at this, my eyebrows will just go straight up, and I'll kind of look over at Barry, surprised that he didn't mention it. Um, and I'll say, we did see creatures. Odd that you would know that. We were set upon last night, late last night actually, but we threw them off, and we're here now.
Oh, what do they look like?
Kind of an interesting race, lizard-like, but much stronger, more powerful than the kobolds. Seem better organized too.
Hmm. Ah, you're probably speaking of the lizard folks. Yeah, they live up near the pond. There's a tribe near there.
Well,
They always seem to be bothering that water weird.
water weird.
Yeah, big, watery creature, sharp, like watery teeth, watery scales, watery eyes.
I'll look over at Barry again and say, yeah, actually, we did meet one of those too.
Ah, that water weird here. He's seems that he's protecting something. We
Really?
Yeah, we don't really invest. We leave nature alone. If nature wants to protect whatever it's protecting, then we leave it there.
I'm going to look at the guy again, Sir Owl, a bit more closely. I'm thinking, like, is he a druid? Would I sense that? Would I be able to see that? Maybe that's what he was, a nature creature?
He would be a ranger.
He is a ranger, okay. Some of them are closer to druids than.
Yes.
Um,
Like this would be like nature focused, so rangers, druids, and if any other talents would like to be like focused with other nature
sure.
type elements, they would come here.
Is he human?
Yeah, he's human.
Just
He's just
extra.
very hairy.
Just.
He hasn't met a good barber yet.
Is his name Owl? Master Owl?
I wrote down
Sir
owl. Like, whoo, whoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would
Owl.
probably, I mean, I would at this point shake off the fact that he just bear hugged me and was a bit weird, and I would step forward again and just say, I know Barry. We know Barry, and he wouldn't have um, asked for help unless he needed it. He knows something that we don't, and you know something that we don't, and we're here to help Barry and his family, and we need to know what you know. And I would try and persuade him to tell me.
All right, roll me persuasion.
Oh, that's good. 17. No. Yeah, 17. Sorry, 17.
All right, 17. The smile on his face like fades away, like, and he gets a little bit more serious. Like, this. Uh, I Barry's reading over the notes, and he wouldn't believe me when I first told him the creatures that killed Seymour. They killed some other people too. Like the only reason that we know that he's safe and okay is that, I mean, no, not that he's safe and okay. The only reason we know what happened is that one of the druids got away, and in the middle of the scuffle, he kept shouting these small elves-like creatures. I don't know what he's talking about. We know elves. Elves are tall, elegant. The creatures that he was describing, short, pointy ears, pale as the white of moonlight. It's just that they were fast. All he kept repeating was, "These creatures are fast. They come in. They slice and they fly past."
They fly.
Well, they zing past. I don't.
Ah,
The report we made him write out is that these creatures are speedy. They run in, slice a few people, run out. They're like as fast as the wind.
And I would say, who gave you the report?
I'm sad to say that the report that we got, the druid, he actually passed away. It seemed that we didn't notice in time. He's actually been poisoned. That's why they let him go. We think that it's a warning.
I would say, where is Barry? Does he know of this?
Like, and he like moves to the side, like there's Barry reading on a chair, all these papers, and just you could see like there's concern on his face, like this doesn't make sense. What creature could be this fast? What could have done this? And he's like, look, and he like Sorrow was like looks like, and the worst of it is like these bodies, we couldn't bring any of them back. They were dismembered. They were hung.
good.
We think we know that they're trying to send a warning, but we don't know from what. I'm surprised that you weren't actually caught into it. They seem to attack only at night. You might have not been close to their location, but these creatures, they just attacked. We sent others, and so yes, they have returned, but they barely, and they still don't know what hit them.
Well, maybe we were so close to the lizard folks' territory that these strange little elves didn't want to encroach. Maybe it was a good thing we were attacked by lizards. Looking back.
It was gruesome. If there was a way I could show you how the scene looked before we cleaned some of it up.
I really just completely died out for the last 30 seconds at least.
I wondered, yeah. Okay.
Didn't hear anything after my little speech.
Oh, really? Dang.
No, my internet completely died.
Well, you just missed me describing your death.
Something really cool, I imagine.
Yeah, these strange elves that are lightning fast, half-sized, moon-colored, will come out at night.
Yeah, let Senders.
And did I
Wait, hold on.
Did I get a... Sorry, go on.
Let Senders explain it to you. I just missed the phone call. And
Oh, okay. So she'll turn to August there and say, well, he says the reports are talking about a new species of very malevolent little creatures that move unnaturally fast and seem unnaturally given to much bloodshed. And she'll just shake her head like, that's evil. I mean, that's just so much pointless evil, the drawing of blood. And he's surprised. Sir Owl doesn't know why we weren't set upon in the woods. It could be that they were afraid of the lizard folk. We were right in the lizard folks' territory. Luckily, as it may have turned out. But the murder appears to have been caused by these elf-like creatures.
And my breathing would be getting heavy, and I'd say, do we know where they come from? Do we know where these murders happen? Could we get there and I don't know. Could we at least be where they were killed? I mean,
Exactly.
do we know that?
He did not mention it, although there might be something in the reports that Barry is reading. And of course, he did mention that the water creature was guarding something which is not real far from there. I don't know if there's a link to that or not. The speed with which they move, though, that intrigues me. How do they manifest that? Is that magically enhanced? Is it racial? And she'll do one of her usual drift off into space trying to figure this out things. Unless you draw her memory back into time.
I'm back, by the way. Just back.
Okay.
I was listening to you describe it.
Did I leave out anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't know much about them, and you're just hearing what Al said.
Yeah.
August would walk over to Barry, who would be shuffling through parchment, I assume.
Yep.
And I would put my hand on his shoulder and lean in. And have you got anything yet, Barry? I mean, what have you found?
They hung his body. They hung his body on display. No arms, no legs. How could anything do that? Sometimes we left those lizard creatures on the ground, and only bats and bruises. They still went down. Sure, we killed them, but we were defending ourselves, and we left them there. These people, these things, they murdered my friend, and then they just tortured him worse. Or maybe they tortured him before they killed him. I don't understand. Like, you won the battle, you walk away. I don't see a need to leave warnings. Warning for what? I don't understand.
It's not a respect of life at all, is it? It's just cruelty. It's just pointless cruelty.
And I would slap Barry in the back, and I'd lean even closer. Barry, so don't look and feel what they did. Just research. Look deeper into what the notes say. Fact. Where did they come from? What evidence was left at the crime, at the murder scene. I mean, I know it's your friend, but we're never going to find him with emotion.
You're right. Okay. We seem to have passed whatever forest they are in. That could be where they are, but that doesn't really leave much to the eyes. Like, there's a forest around Shramore. Like, across the river, there's a forest. To the northwest, there's a forest leading up to the Crystal Shroud. Like, heading to Tradewick, we head to a forest. There's a bridge down the south. Down southeast, we cross another forest. We don't know where the territory is. I think, yeah, fair. Seems Seymour, died. On his report, Seymour was heading to Fairhall. I guess. Whatever. I guess the forest there, we wouldn't have passed it. Maybe there's something there that we wouldn't really see. They also explained that they attacked at night. People have gone out in the day and they haven't attacked. Maybe they're nocturnal.
Is there a timing on this? I'll ask Barry and Sir Al. Did they start a year ago, 10 years ago?
Well, if they did start before, we wouldn't have known about it. No one ever came back if they did start it before. This is a new attack. This is the only reason we know is that the druid came back.
Were bodies ever found dismembered like that before now?
again, if anyone would have crossed their path and found them, they either would have said some monster ate them, or they would have been killed themselves.
Interesting. So this is really the first really reported instance. The first documented.
I would So I imagine Barry sort of like flicking through. Oh, she's gone. Oh wait.
Oh,
What was that? Sorry.
you called.
sorry.
We were waiting for you. That's right.
So I imagine that Barry is like flicking through parchment notes, anything he can find, and there's just not enough information to really give us a good, so we know exactly where we're going, exactly what we're doing. And I would just put my hand over the notes and push them to the desk, and I would motion Barry up and put my arm around him and pull Saunders in, and Arona, if she's there. And I would just say, we have a direction. We know they only come out at night. You want to find the things that killed your friend, Barry. And I want to help you. We want to help you. And I'll just say, I think we should set off at dawn.
I think. Wait, hold on. And like it like pushes you off and like grabs the Owl. You said that all you talk about and all the note says is that they're fast. What if we could slow them down? And Owl,
What do you mean?
like, think about it. All these reports have just like described the terribly fast speed. Like that's the reason they can come in, kill, and come out.
Mm-hmm.
What if we can slow them down? Like, what if there's a way it's like, so we can grab one of them and kill them.
We don't know what we're fighting. I mean,
No.
how do you slow something down that's that fast?
Is there a potion, or can we set traps? The nets?
I'm sure if we looked hard enough, we could find something. But again, well, we're not sure what we're dealing with, so I wouldn't even know how to slow them down.
Well, we know more than than anybody else has known. The speed, as you pointed out, is probably the key to doing them.
Well, I think that's all I can think of. I'm not sure.
When Saunders says set traps, like alarm bells ring in August's head, and it's like in the daytime we know more or less the area that they're in. We could set traps, and then we could come back at night. Hopefully, maybe the traps would attract the others, or if not, we could at least have one. If it didn't work, then it's no harm to try. Say, Saunders, I think you wanted something.
Hey, that could work.
Well, there's no better people for setting traps than rangers. I'm sure your guild would help lend you some if you asked for them. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can set them up during the day, and then take cover as best we could at night. I wonder if the light itself they don't like. Is there anything we can use to create a bright light when we're out there?
Good. So, we could find a, like, what's it called? I think it's like an orb that just shines a bright light. solar flare, something like that.
We can find one of these in town.
Yeah, we have them. They help you get out of quick, small spots when you need to get away.
Okay, so we can get maybe a handful of flares and extra lanterns. If turn those on, add to it. Although that takes time. Turning on a lantern isn't speedy. And definitely some kind of traps. Pits take a long time to dig, but maybe leg hold traps, snares. If a snare can catch a rabbit, it should be able to catch one of these things. Rabbits are fast.
And I would look at Barry. This is your guild. You're a part of it. Are they willing to help? Would you be able to get them to help? I mean, the more of us, the better. They're so fast.
Barry looks over at Owl, and Owl's like, "Well, you can." And Barry's like, but this is something I want to handle myself. If things don't go our way, maybe we can ask some help."
And I would just nod at Barry, appreciating that he wants to solve this himself. It's fine.
Okay. And you have a bit of coin. You can buy stuff too if you needed supplies that you don't have, Barry. I think we're all committed to this now, hearing how horrible these assaults are. I want to see them end.
Okay. Sorry, didn't hear what you said.
I offered money and help, basically, to Barry if he didn't have anything. I'm sure we can dig into one of those pockets in the satchel and come up with something.
Oh, that would be great, actually. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's, if we can gather no further information from here, folklore about these creatures, no one's ever heard of them before, I take it. And I'll look at Sir Owl.
This is the first we've heard of them.
Great. Then let's go back to our rooms and get prepared to head out tomorrow.
And I think that's a good place to end it for today.
No.
I know. Like, what are these things? Meat, fast little owls. Well, he said owls because they had pointy ears, but goblins have pointy ears too, don't they? It could be goblin-ish subrace.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's something much more fucked up than that.
Yeah, because the speed.
To be fair, my knowledge of sort of the D&D creature and everything like that is so limited that everything he throws at us is really cool. It's so interesting. Massive lizard creatures with shields made out of turtle shells. That's awesome. Yeah, brilliant. I have no idea what they're, resistant to or immune to or vulnerable to.
We're fair game, Paul. We are your guinea
that's why I
pigs.
like this group. I can do things.
We don't know if they're fear of fire or,
Yeah, I haven't got a clue. So it's all
terrified of buttercups.
very organic.
Yay.
But you're still a bastard. I thought that bloody John was dead.
I did too, and he was going along. He was feeding.
And then I thought Barry was dead, and that
There's
really pissed me off. Almost.
He did say he, so I knew it wasn't a Rona. Although he might have been bluffing when he said he too.
Almost left the hangout when he said that, when he described bloody Balor on the floor. That was almost the end of the day. Never speak to him
I
again.
just wanted to tease you a bit. I was like, it's Balor. No, it's not.
Oh.
This is a mentor. Okay. So speedy. What would slow? We can be thinking about that for the next time. Like a good idea is to